You know what's going on, right? This is all to get us involved and to make us all crazy. Because as soon as you read the dailies now on Deebo and whatever's going on with him in the front office in San Francisco, or should I say Santa Clara, all I can picture is Deebo and his agent on the phone. Listen, all you got to do is show me the money. Say it with me now. Show me the money! Show me the money! You know, God, man. Can we please get past this road bump? And why do we have to make it such a, the public participation, the media, and everything, it's making it crazy, right? Anyway, the drama between the Niners and Deebo Samuels per media perceptions appears to be picking up negative steam. Could it all be staged by reporters to maximize interest? Or could any percentage of what is being put out for public consumption be actually accurate? Tonight, taking your phone calls for your opinion on what is being pushed as a growing bitterness between the Niners and Deebo Samuel's agency over his contract extension. Oh, anybody, but no, not Deebo. Oh, I know we're a little late. Let's jump right into it. As fam, like every player that reaches star status during his rookie season, Deebo Samuel obviously wants to cash in while his stock is high. There's nothing unusual about what he's doing. And for those of us, and I'm decided to just stay out of it as far as that kind of opinion goes. For those of us who says he has no business asking for that money, and for those who think he should be asking for more, come on. Anyway, your opinion is your opinion, and we welcome it because we want to hear everything tonight. And thanks to last season's breakout performance, that stock price has now skyrocketed, as you know. Now, are the Niners willing to financially commit to Deebo after just one season of breaking past the 1,000 receiving yards barrier? And should they? It just comes down to that. Because at some point, you're going to have to throw ethics out the window to make a decision, or do you keep them in-house and make your decision from there? Is it right? Is it wrong? All those questions go pooling through your mind, and you sitting there wondering, what would I do? In 2021, Samuel proved to be much more than a wide receiver, though. We saw that. He's not just a wide receiver, much like George Kittle wasn't just a tight end. Deebo's 1,770 total yards and 14 total touchdowns, including 365 rushing yards and 8 rushing touchdowns, the latter being an NFL record for a wide receiver. That means he's done something nobody's ever done before. You got to think about that, right? Oh, and he also had a passing touchdown. Nobody does that. Actually, to call Samuel just a wide receiver, though, would be inaccurate and actually a disservice to what he's put out there as far as product. Deebo often lined up in the backfield as a running back, willing and able to take on punishing blows from defensive linemen and linebackers. And that's part of what makes Samuel's contract negotiations so complicated. He's not your average man. There's like a big S on his chest. Peter King wrote in his latest Football Morning in America column, quote, "I think the Niners are going to be in a quandary if Deebo Samuel insists on getting paid top of market and getting paid now. They might not be able to do that. Yes, I saw what he did over the last half of the season. Samuel was the MVP of a Final Four team in the playoffs. There's no denying that. But his average receiving season over the past 2 years, 55 catches, 898 yards, is dwarfed, for instance, by Diggs' average over the past 2 years of 115 yards and 1,380 yards. See, there's that fact, too. Even when adding the run game impact, the stats are iffy. But Samuel has to be thinking, if they're going to ask me to take the beating running back stake while asking me to be the deep threat for a playoff team, that's something you don't measure in stats. Dealing with Samuel is going to test the will and negotiating skill of GM John Lynch, unquote, from Peter King." See where this is going? And I want to know, do you see where this is going? Deebo continues to wait from what is being suggested as an unimpatiently after watching many of his wide receiver peers earn massive contracts this season. And that's what set this whole forest on fire. You know, Devontae, Tyreek, Stephon. And when Cooper Kupp gets signed, we're going to have a case. Man, it's going to be livid. If the 49ers, and this is what the 49ers do every year, though. They wait till the last hour, you know. And see, it's gotten them into trouble probably 3 times. And March, Lynch admitted that re-signing both Samuel and defensive end Nick Bosa, also eligible for an extension, is going to be a challenge. As he was quoted saying, but I do know, that, as John always says, but I can't tell you. Those guys are, in my mind, no absolutes, but those guys are going to be 49ers. They're foundational to what we do. On the field, their play is special. Off the field, in their own way, they've each become really big-time leaders for our team. They make their teammates better, and we realize all that value, unquote. Lip service, we always get a lot of that until the poo-poo hits the fan suddenly, and there's what do we do now, right? Fam, when we noticed that Deebo scrubbed his Instagram account of 49ers mentions, many of us said it was much to do about nothing. I guess at that point we were pretty much in denial. Per Matt Miyoko of NBC Sports Bay Area, yesterday things may have taken another step in a bad direction. Miyoko wrote, there has been no indication the 49ers are openly shopping Samuel in a trade. But Coach Shanahan said it himself a year ago. Nobody on the team is off limits for trade discussions. He and Lynch would consider any legitimate offer. Consider the source here. NFL teams use the media to get their message out there all the time. And it's no secret that Matt is very tight with the 49ers. And you know, very tight. I think the 49ers may trust him more than anybody else. If they say something to Matt, they did it on purpose. If Matt's quoting anything they say, it is real. Matt he just doesn't go around talking. I mean, you put Matt Miyoko and Rappaport and everybody else, he actually is ahead. He rarely is walking around just talking trash, looking for clicks. While it may be true that the Niners haven't publicly put Deebo on the trading block, Matt Miyoko kind of just did. By just reminding us of what Kyle said. Nothing more, nothing less. Teams are likely already checking in on Samuel once his Instagram page went viral to begin with. The move was like a power boost to his memo to the Niners front office. Niners, I'm not playing with y'all, man. Come on. Now, see, that's the things. This is what that's the image I'm getting projected towards me, right? I'm thinking, is there impatience over in the Deebo house? It sounds like his camp has said, hey, we haven't went through this kind of, we didn't go through this with anybody else. Fred got signed kind of quickly. George was a little messy, but not really compared to what we're seeing already. And then you got to call the team, they'll listen. And before you start, spare me what the teams listen to on everyone come back. No, they don't. They really don't. And if they do, we don't know about it, right? Truth is, if someone called the Chiefs to trade for Patrick Mahomes, just to lend more perspective to this whole madness, the call would be over before they finish that question. Yeah, I've called about Patrick. Hello? Well, I guess you guys don't want to hear it, right? Kansas City's hanging up the phone and getting back to real life. That's just all there is to that. And that's what you do when you aren't opening to trading anyone or someone on your team. Clearly, according to the OG of the 49ers beat writers, that's not what they would do with Deebo. And fam, you digest that for a moment, you know that's true. You don't entertain offers. You don't even talk about it. It never gets out there. Then there's this sudden pivot from Matt on what Deebo's new contract should look like. Quote, it is difficult to justify Samuel's next deal reaching the range of Adams, Hill, and Diggs. After all, those players have been among of the league's most explosive and consistent receivers over the past half dozen seasons. Deebo's entering his 4th. Logically, Samuel's next contract should amount to somewhere from $20 million to $22 million annually. There. That's the easy part. Remember that quote? To refresh your memory, in case you did not remember that quote, to refresh your memory to strengthen perspective on it, on March 31st, Matt's projections for Deebo's deal were a little higher. In fact, as he believed at that time, Adams and Hill's deals actually made things a lot less complicated for both sides. Remember that? Yeah, remember that? I actually rolled with that too. I says, oh yeah, well, yeah, it does. No, it didn't. It actually complicated matters. Sources during that week told NBC Sports Bay Area reporters at the NFL annual meeting in Palm Beach, Florida, based on the contract signed around the NFL this offseason, the true numbers on Samuel's contract extension can be expected to be no lower than $22 million per season and probably no higher than $24 million annually, unquote. So, fam, now you ask, why would the floor from March 31st become the ceiling on April 11th, which was yesterday, right? What is going on? And again, this could be everybody just guessing because you know the 49ers are like Fort Knox when it comes out without information just flying around. It just doesn't happen. Especially after sources at the league meeting featuring John Lynch, Kyle Shanahan, and Jed York said Hills and Adams contracts make things easier. Why'd they do that? Did they say that? I thought they said that, right? Again, remember, this isn't some Twitter maniac on high-grade drugs manufacturing science fiction. Fam, this is Matt Mielko, the guy who's been covering the team for almost 3 decades. When he got involved, I panicked. I was reading that. I was like, you get this weird kind of nauseous feeling because now this got real. I said before all of this was said, none of this means Deebo's definitely be getting traded. Just food for thought. And a lens for our discussion today. George Kittle's contract talks were ugly for a while before they hammered out a deal 2 years ago. We all remember that and got over it. But like it has been out there for a while now, the team likely wants to have a trade offer in their back pocket. And this, you talk about getting something for Jimmy. Jimmy's not going to get your first-round draft pick. $24 million coming off of shoulder surgery, forget about it. As Mike would say, forget about it. It ain't going to happen. But Deebo? Ooh, that boy will get you a first-round pack. He will definitely get you a first-round draft pick for this year and next year. You might even pick up a second or third. Deebo's no joke. Whatever you want to say about him, his 10 drops and all that, that dude was still a game changer. And if you look at the dictionary of the game changer, his name would be right next to Tyreek, Devontae, and everybody else. But he does it in a different way. But still, if you're going to win the game, Deebo's got to be involved. So, I know Ayuk's good, but I'm sorry, he's not Deebo. You want to talk about impact on a game and even consistency to some degree. Deebo's going to get involved every game. Even if he has a drop or two or whatever, Deebo is going to be involved. His fingerprints are going to be all over every win. And when we lose, his fingerprints weren't on it. Usually that was the case. So I don't know what to say. Rakim, what's up? Hey, Ronbo, how are you, bro? Hey, can I please get a B-Day shout-out? Gotta get that, that's... Happy Niners birthday to my dude Rakim. Happy Niners birthday, Rakim. Happy Niners, Rakim. Happy birthday, fam. Shucks. Hey, we go get you a championship for this birthday too. Before your next birthday come. Be hanging that next trophy right next to it and calling the Hawks up and said, hey, y'all, we matched you one trophy in the last 20 years. Y'all been talking about us ain't got no new trophies. Now we got 5 plus equal to what you've done, Hawks. Hawks, man, where's that Niners stink, dude? My boy, you... Rams? If we get this trophy next, man, y'all, you can forget about it. We are the standard. Have always been, but now that just puts an exclamation point on it. Coming here talking trash. Let me. Uh-oh. Let's go over and check out T-Flow and Allie. T-Flow has no mercy in these situations. Hey, T-Flow, Allie.
Hey, what's up, Ronbo?
Yeah.
Hey, Ronbo.
Hi, Allie. Well, T-Flow, I know you're a man who does not put up with nothing, no trash of any kind. Yeah, are you going to trade Deebo if he continues with the push comes to shove? If you believe that is true, because the media keeps pushing that narrative, like, yeah, Deebo's sitting back there being unreasonable, man. What are you thinking?
He is being unreal. He played 3 years in this league, and basically he's already calling for to be the top paid wide receiver, and earlier he wanted to be the top non-quarterback player, you only played 3 years, buddy. Terrell Owens played 8 years with the Niners until he got a big contract. So who is this guy to say he's bigger than the Hall of Famer Terrell Owens? That's what I want to know.
Mm-hmm.
If you come to a negotiating table with me, it's like, dude, like, where's your resume at? Come on, dude. Like, you had one great season, a really great season. You're still under contract. Like, why are you not going through your contract?
Mm-hmm.
Is it because you know how your body is, where basically you get hurt and you wanna have your money? I get it, but to be the top paid wide receiver in the league, where basically Devontae Adams, Tyreek Hill, DeAndre Hopkins, they've been in this league for a long time until they got their big payday. So just be like everybody else, get a nice size payday, and but once your guaranteed contract comes out, then do another one. Now hold out. Now you have the authority for you to hold out to say, hey, look it, I did my rookie contract, I excelled. I did my second contract, I did better. Once my guaranteed contract came up, I want to get reimbursed now. Now I want to get paid top dollar. Do how everybody else does it. Because, like, I hate to say it, look at we have one of the best tight ends in the league. He outshined his rookie contract. Once he got paid, his numbers went down every year. So, do we want to have 2 more of those?
No.
Because Kittle gets hurt every year now. Deebo is known for getting hamstrings and quads. We all know Deebo likes to run fast. We all know Deebo loves to break tackles. That's going to add more injuries to his hamstrings or his quad or maybe his groin. So do we want to get another one where basically we get basically Deebo goes, we sign him to a $24 million or $25 million contract that he wants a year, and he gets hurt next year or this year, and now he's playing, 8 to 10 games a year? So basically we're paying him the high one just because he busted a Jimmy Garoppolo on us and just got paid for his money for his short time with the Niners. And not only that, we still have Brandon Ayuk. Brandon Ayuk has more touchdowns than Deebo Samuel for Deebo Samuel's first 2 years in the league, because he's been averaging 5 touchdowns a year. So that's where.
But
when it comes
in fairness
to
to Deebo, he did miss a year last year. But yeah, it's
that is called injuries. That's part of the game.
and enters into that argument. Yeah, okay, that's true.
That's part of the game. Injuries do come in effect. If you have injury, if you have somebody who has injured, who had injuries prone, no, not injury prone, but who gets injuries in college, and as of right now, when he gets to the pros, every year he's been getting injuries. Would you want to give him a big contract if you're an owner, Ronbo?
I'd lose sleep. T-Flow, I'd be up every night. Since this started, if I'm Lynch or Shanahan, I would not have slept for weeks. Because this dude, what he's done for this team recently, it gives me pause to think anything negative. All I know is if he's playing, I got the howitzer out there, I got my submachine gun, I got my snipers, I got every kill machine I need to win, right? So if I take him out, am I gonna be okay? That's
all right, Ronbo. Now let me ask you another question. All right, be honest with me. Let's say if Raheem Mostert did not get hurt, would Deebo play running back?
No, not at all. You're right. Boy, that's...
All right, so basically he went there out of necessity. Yeah, because he went there out of necessity because our other running backs were either injured, and basically for some reason, Shanahan did not trust Trey Sermon. We don't know what the reason is, but he didn't trust him, so we had no other running backs. Deebo is built like a running back. That's why ever since we got him, we all knew he was big, he was thick thighs, everything. We all knew that. So let's say if Raheem Mostert, so basically, if it wasn't for Raheem Mostert, they had a plan. Their plan was we're going to we're gonna give him an extension, but since Raheem Mostert went down, he had to take over the role. He had to take over the Raheem Mostert role.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't even know if this plan can still work this year. We don't even know. We don't. So this is all just based on gambles. This is what it is. He's gambling.
But every time you pay a player, it's a risk. They may not make it the whole season.
Yeah, but
that's the bad thing about being an NFL.
Do you always have to pay him top dollar?
No. That's always the choice of the management for sure.
So basically, we all know Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch created team players, right? They want players that are more team players, right?
Yeah.
All right. So what is Deebo doing? Does this sound like a team player, or does this sound like hey, there's no I in team, but there is a me?
Yeah.
So what does it sound like?
Yeah, see, well, that's a thing, Tiflo. This is what it sounds like, it looks like. But then again, as I say, the 49ers always seem to make close these deals minutes before it's time to get on the field for mandatory training camp. And I don't know why they do that.
Ronbo.
But,
Ronbo. Hey, did George Kittle do this?
Close. He was close.
No.
Fred Warner's contract was quick. But George's contract
it was quick,
time.
but did he bust a temper tantrum where he goes and deletes social media, deletes takes out scrubs pictures? Did he do that?
No, he didn't. That was uncalled for. True.
All right, Trent Williams.
Yeah.
Did Trent Williams do that?
No.
All right, what about Fred Warner? Did he do it?
No. He's the first guy to do this. Yeah.
He's the first guy to do this. So basically, Trent Williams didn't do it. So basically, that shows you he's being more of a, all right, we're doing this as a team, Niners. He's not into, hey, dude, I'm Trent Williams. Trent Williams.
Yeah, but Deebo, I mean,
I'm already in the Hall of Fame.
But Trent was already scary, though. Trent is giving me a phone call from Kansas City headquarters.
Yeah.
If Deebo wants to, that's what Deebo should do. Be sitting up in New York or someplace like that, calling the 49ers, look, I know what y'all thinking. And before you call the police and say the Giants are tampering, know this. If you do, I'm sitting out the rest of the season. He can get real nasty, too. I don't know.
Hey, you know what?
Hey,
you know what?
It's just,
he can sit out the rest of the season, but don't forget, he has to pay fines.
Yeah, I know.
Deebo Samuel still on a rookie contract.
Yeah.
So basically, he's going to get fined. So basically, for him, all this showboating like he got it, he's going to end up like those rappers who always, when they get paid, they go buy their ice and they're broke. Because he's going to have to pay Niners millions of dollars for that year.
For selling crack cocaine a few months later.
Right, so,
hey, look at Deebo.
Yeah, so basically,
we got to pull up, though. This subject's going to be ongoing, so let me back
oh, no, it is.
I know.
It's going to – this Deebo Samuel, because this is the one that's holding off. It's like, dude, think about it. You can have a bigger payday because if you say you are as great as you are, you're going to have a better quarterback in Trey Lance.
Well –
you're going to do way more things in Trey Lance. So
he had his best season. He had an awesome season with Jimmy. So let's see what happens next. Anyway, Tiflo, let me see you in a couple of days, and let's see what goes on then. Something could be developed. All right. All right, man. Good night, Allie. Y'all ready for that shout? Niners! Tiflo and Allie. Y'all have a great night.
Good night.
All right, Ronbo, have a good night.
You too. Rakib also says, thank you, Ronbo. You the best. Rakib, it's my pleasure, man. Anytime I get a chance to start singing like I sing, especially if anybody asks, well, I love it. The neighbors have told me to close the window when I'm taking a shower, and you asked me to say happy birthday for you. I am so flattered. Jay!
Yo, Ronbo.
Jay, man, it's like... the conversation about trading D's coming up, and Jay, I don't know. The 49ers, when Matt Maiocco got involved, that's serious. Matt don't get into these things unless there's something, a little bit of smoke flying around, right? Jay, are you ready to trade Deebo? This is the first time that conversation has actually come up. Everybody says, well, Deebo could get franchise tag, blah, 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 all the other stuff. But nobody said nothing about trading nobody until you go back to what Kyle said at the annual meeting about nobody's off limits when it comes to trade. Uh-oh. He did say that. Are you ready to trade Deebo?
Yeah, Ronbo. Yeah,
It's
about Matt
25 million,
Mayoko.
or I don't want to hear it. You know. I
Yeah.
said, what? Did he say that really? Oh. So yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm sure Matt Mayoko heard that from one of the Kyle or John, probably. Who knows? But I like Deebo, but honestly, I would trade him. Ron, you can hear me, right?
Yeah, no, I heard it. I was waiting for you to elaborate on
Okay.
that. You would trade
Yeah,
him,
okay. Look, I would trade him and get 2 first-round picks. I would send them to the Jets, to be honest with you. I send him to a trash team like the Jets, and his career is pretty much, no one even talks about the Jets except for Rich Eisen. He's a fan of the Jets. Trash team, by the way. But I would trade Deebo and draft Christian Watson. He ain't Deebo, but Christian Watson, he's pretty quick. Honestly, he relies on speed, and I think I've seen him do like a jet sweep or something like that, or
Christian
end
Watson?
around. I don't know. Yeah, Christian Watson. I think I've seen him but I don't know if he could break tackles like Deebo. No one can, but
Yeah, nobody breaks tackles like Deebo.
yeah,
You know,
no one can. But the guy's 6'4" and he runs the 4.3 Rumble, and he looks quick on.
I'd rather use him as a wide receiver. Yeah. Anyway, his
Yeah,
job.
yeah.
I don't want him doing anything like Deebo. I want him to keep him
Well, clearly
pristine,
not.
clean as long as possible.
Yeah, and the reason Deebo had this amazing year is because our quarterback is so amazing and good. Yep, Jimmy Garoppolo, only good over the middle Ronbo, and that's where Deebo is good, and the short game, Deebo's good at there as well. And everything's gonna change next year or this year because we have a 21-year-old quarterback that actually could throw down the field and the sidelines. That's his specialties. It's like who Barzaro is, Ronbo, right?
Bizarro. Yeah,
Yeah,
the comic
like
book series.
Superman and Barzaro. Yeah.
Super bizarre.
I'm not calling Trey a bad guy, but look, Jimmy and Trey are so different, Ronbo. We could have gotten Mac Jones, and he had the same skill set as Jimmy, but no, we got Trey Lance, and he's different from Jimmy. He doesn't really like throwing over the middle, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that kind of worries me. Yeah, I actually Jimmy can actually throw downfield and outside the numbers. It just didn't. That's not what Kyle was trying to do. But
Yeah.
the thing is, if Kyle's going to just give up on his favorite game with the slashes across the middle of the field, I just wonder what that's going to look like. I'm looking forward to it, but I just wonder what that's going to look like because that was very effective.
Yeah. I feel like that's going to be a little more or less, to be honest with you, because Trey loves throwing the sidelines. I don't know. Like, I've seen him more throw in the sidelines than the middle, to be honest with you, when I seen him play. So
Same here.
Yeah, and I'll trade Deebo for 2 first-round picks and more a second and somebody else. I don't know what, but I would trade Deebo, and about Deebo, he has only had one good year, Ronbo. Like was his first year like with 1,000 yards. I'm pretty sure. Like the other years was like 900 or something like that. The same with Brandon Ayuk. I feel like he's gonna be the number 1 wide receiver this year. Like because that's only if Trey Lance plays, but not if Jimmy plays. To be honest, that's what I think.
It could be. It depends on the offensive line, though. Before we get all tangled up in bleeding traces, we sit back there throwing bombs. Better hope that offensive line gets better, or if Trey does try to throw bombs, he'll be like what's his name last year, Justin Fields, setting a new record on getting sacks. He's got to have a midfield game. He's got to have it. You set up the bomb.
I mean,
but
first
if you
of
sit
all,
back launching rockets, you will be killed.
This team is way better than the Chicago Bears, Ronbo. Like they didn't have no offensive line. This team has a decent offensive line, but not we don't have a good offensive line. To be honest with you, we only have a left tackle, and that's it. And then what, a 30-something-year-old center? I don't know. That's
Yeah.
it. And we have
Well,
a
that's what I'm
bunch
trying
of
to point out to
question marks.
people who think that we're going to be sitting up throwing rockets all day long. Ain't going to happen.
Well, yeah,
Patrick Mahomes, nobody does that anymore. You set it up,
but
but as far as just throwing them constantly, guys need to get over that. But go ahead.
yeah. I mean, there's gonna be one deep ball at least, or at least three. You know, there's gonna be a chance probably in the game. But you know, Brandon Ayuk is gonna get 1,000-something yards this year. You know,
Okay.
and I feel
Hope so.
like if we keep Deebo, his like his game is gonna like go down. To be honest with you, you know why? I just feel like that didn't happen. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And I think we should get rid of George Kittle, Ronbo.
You know,
Bro, we are just paying him for high level blocking, and that's
you, know,
it. Like he ain't gonna be
you,
used this
you
year.
and T-Flow agree.
I'm gonna be honest, Ronbo.
I know
What?
everybody did.
Like,
George Kittle, come on, man. You know what? George Kittle,
look, I'm gonna get. Yeah, okay, you go.
You still need a speed threat. If you get a speed threat, George Kittle becomes more effective. That's what I've been crying and yelling about for the last couple of years. Kyle, you know what? You've got to clear that space out so people can operate. And I don't know why well, they tried. They picked up, what's his name last year? Benjamin. I mean, he's done. He couldn't do anything last year. And he missed a couple of passes as well. So, you know, we still need that guy.
Yeah.
You know?
I personally think that Kittle's not going to get 1,000 yards anymore. I'm pretty sure. Like, I feel like he's going to get 600 yards this year or something, or 700. I don't know.
Well, you know what? It's okay. As long as our running backs do well, that means George is doing his job. Yeah. I don't need George to get 1,000 yards every year. What I need for him to do is implement and actually, to a degree, facilitate what we try to do offensively. People need to understand Kyle Shanahan's game is not like everything you see around the NFL. It is his style of football, and he's going to do what a defense allows. He's not going to just go out there doing a blueprint of everything staying the same every week. If the defense allows this, and this, yeah, he's going to go for it. That's what Kyle does. But as far as having a standard way of playing, nah, we run the ball for sure. That's always going to happen. Yeah. But everything he does stems from that run game and whatever is available. So, you know, we'll see, though.
And Ronbo. The other thing, last thing I think, the thing that sucks is that we lost Raheem Mostert, Ronbo, and I don't know if we're going to get that explosion back because the only person that could do it is Deebo, you know. Elijah Mitchell was great, but that guy gets hurt a lot, and that's it pretty much. Cut Jimmy, by the way. Have a good day.
He's leaving anyway. He's got to for this team to function properly. All right, Jay, have a good night, fam. I'll be back in a couple of days. All right. Yeah. Hey, who's that? Is that Jay? No, that's Bill.
Well, for starters, my guy. Today is my birthday, actually, too. So,
Bill, did I just get through singing happy birthday to you? Bill, let's start off with that right now. You know what I'm saying? let me get my juice. Happy Nina's birthday to Shania's boyfriend, Bill. Happy Nina's birthday to Big Bill. Happy Nina's birthday, Bill.
Yeah, come. All right. Like I said, I'm not even worried. It's all a bunch of hype.
Bill, are you a speaker? You sound a little distant.
Yeah, let me get off that real quick. All right, and I'm gonna have somebody talk to you when I'm done, so I'm gonna make it short and sweet.
All right.
Like I said,
Bill, you still sound like you're standing outside.
Is this better?
Well, not really, but go ahead. We'll just talk as loud as you can.
All right. For starters, I'm not worried about Deebo Samuel. It's a whole bunch of hype that, you know, I think it's going to get settled. You know, I'm not even worried about that. And I think we're going to have a good year, a really great year.
Yeah.
Better than the Lambs and better than the Sea Chickens and Definitely
Listen,
better than the
listen
Clarks.
up, Lambs.
So
Stop bragging and pounding your chest in here. It's disgusting. Go ahead. Go ahead, Bill.
it's not happening again. You know, that was all. It's over with. They're not going back for a long time. They have 2 Super Bowl rings. Congratulations on your second one. Just like the Chiefs, you'll have one and done.
Okay, but remember,
That's it.
Bill, one in St. Louis, okay, that had nothing to do with the Los Angeles Rams, and one in Los Angeles.
You.
They have one ring.
One and done.
Yeah.
One and done. Yeah. One and done. Congratulations. We're going to own you again after. So, congrats. You know, and, you know, I think for our quarterback, whoever our quarterback's going to be is going to ball out. He's going to have a good year. And I really look forward to the draft. I mean, if we don't get his Trey Lance's wide receiver, I think we'll still get a good one in the draft. I don't know who.
There's a
There'll
lot.
be plenty of them that have dropped.
Yeah. But you want to get a what's a Claypool type of receiver? I see that possibility being in that dude from North Dakota named Watson. But probably
Let me
not.
ask you a question.
We're not going to get him.
Was Deebo Samuels the #1 draft pick?
No, as a matter of fact, Bill. Hey, Bill. Let me add to that too. It's funny because Terrell Owens wasn't either. In fact, Terrell Owens was in the second. Something like what happened this year. Terrell Owens came after the second round. He wasn't even the first person in the second round the 49ers picked up. And look what happened there.
Maybe there's a guy he's targeting that we're not even talking about. We weren't even talking about Deebo Samuel when Deebo got drafted. We were looking at other receivers. So,
I wanted A.J. Brown. Yep.
Well, I'm going to be happy who we get and see how it works out, you know? I'm actually going to just relax, you know, and he might find someone that might be close to him, if not good, you know? You can't say that, you know, Deebo will be the only generational talent. There might be some more that come out. We never know.
Yeah, and that's true. You don't, but it's fear of the unknown, Bill. That's the thing, I still
That's
know.
why we're the faithful. We got to be faithful.
I know, right?
We're not a cowboy. We can't
You gotta
act like
believe.
cowboys now.
Hey, Bill, as long as Trent Bulk is not running around there saying I got 25 draft picks this year and I should be able to come back with at least 1 or 2 talents. Hey, Trent, you do this every year, man. Trent Bulk, remember Trent used to come up with all them. Trent was like they called him the draft ninja. Remember that? Trent would have a whole lot of picks and he'd be dragging stuff back in. Something like what your dog brings in after he's been outside all day. Come on, Trent. Hey, he can't play no ball. What'd you get him for? So,
2 out of that was probably good. 2 out of those picks were good.
Yeah.
Baldwin was a good pick. So was Patrick Willis and a few others. But
Wait a minute. Wait. Was
that,
Willis? I think that was McConnell. Did Trent?
Was it?
I don't think Trent picked Willis.
Probably didn't. I had to look into that a lot more harder. Find out for years. Yeah, you might be right on that. But yeah, like I said, then that makes it 1. Maybe 1 or 2 with someone else I'm not thinking. But like I said, just trust the process, Ronbo. Be excited. Oh, one more thing I have to address. To all you bum retail sales in Texas, stop hating because we eliminated you and start putting more Niner stuff on the shelf and stop being pansies about stuff. One stupid 49er hat that had on it that was looked like it was genetically made from China, put on the shelf. Get real. I wanted to get a Niner hat for my birthday, and I couldn't go do that because they only had was a generic Niner hat on the shelf. At least.
They didn't have nothing on the shelf.
Get out of here with that. I know we eliminated your team in the playoffs, but get over it.
You try to find a jersey. Bill, listen, you just get your stuff
They don't sell
online.
jerseys here. They don't sell jerseys.
That makes sense. You got to go online to get your stuff. Don't trust any outlet in Texas. They probably have something in the hat to try to hurt you. You put it on, and you get a rash you can't get rid of or something crazy.
I won't wear it. If it don't look authentic and cool, I'm not going to put it on. If it looks like it came from China or some other place I ain't going to speak of, I'm not going to put it on. I'm not going to wear it. I'm not going to buy it. They didn't get my money on that. And they have like a bunch of Raider stuff that was all like blacked out and everything cool for the Raiders, but not for the Niners. Like, dude, the
This
Raiders
is
ain't
interesting
gonna
stuff,
mount
Bill.
anything.
Are they bitter in Texas about what took place here a couple of months back?
I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say yes. They are.
Before we go though, let me ask you this: are there anybody walking around with Dak's jersey on?
A lot of them actually, but then when they see me, they cover it up.
I love
They
it.
have a jacket on hand for me. I'm knowing.
You know, because I mean, Dak. You know, I swear to God, $40 million, and he looked like he did the playoffs. People get on Jimmy for playing like he does, but at least he got past Dak and company. And then people, well, wasn't nothing Jimmy. Well, yeah, it was. His hand wouldn't have been bad. It would have been a bloodbath. You know what? I mean, but we'll see what happens in Dallas next year. I can't wait to see how the playoffs work out next year. But anyway,
I'm gonna let you speak to Shania real quick to get a 49ers shout out, and I'm gonna be off. And by the way, thanks for the 49ers birthday shout out.
All right. Shania, what does Shania have on the mind? Go ahead.
Just said hi.
She's supposed to say hi.
Oh, well, hi, Shania. Good to hear from you. Y'all ready? I'm going to give you that. Mama, don't let your babies grow up to be them damn cowboys. Make him go to bed without supper and take away his cleats and tell him he'll do nothing but study. I got to work on this, but before the season starts, I'm going to have a full cowboy trash song. Y'all ready? 3,
Please do.
2, 1. Shania and Bill. Y'all have a good night.
One more thing. You Cowboys need to acknowledge the 49ers and all the fans. Acknowledge us. Oh, when are you going to be back on?
A couple of days, hopefully. Before this weekend. I'll probably do Thursday and Friday back to back. Because I'll have to miss a day tomorrow.
All
right? Happy Easter's coming up this Sunday? Yes. All right. All right, y'all. Have a good night. And I see the name Ziamara. If I pronounce that right. Hello?
Oh, hey, Ronbo, it's me. I forgot to change my daughter's name on there.
That's a cool name, too. I love it. You had to come up with that. I like it. Emilio. Okay, this is right up Emilio's alley, too, because Emilio's hard. If he was a GM, boy, people be walking around there scared of him. Emilio, man.
I would have cut him yesterday. The day before.
You can get something for Deebo, though, for real.
No,
you may have trouble getting something for Jimmy, but you could get plenty of stuff from Jimmy. Ooh.
I would have cut Jimmy yesterday or last week. And then,
but you don't want to cut Deebo. I need some.
I would have got some for Deebo. But no, it's just some bogus BS that Deebo's doing. He has no leverage. He's trying to find leverage to get paid. He really doesn't. So if he doesn't play and he holds out, he's losing money, literally guaranteed money.
Yeah, he's got another contract. Somebody needs to remind him of that, too. He's got another year on his contract.
I think he knows. Because if his agent didn't tell him, he needs to fire his agent like yesterday. So he has no leverage. He's trying to look for leverage. That's all it is. Because I've been listening to because I heard what Mame Elko said. He said, yeah, no, it's a possibility he can get traded. Mm-hmm. He said that Deebo doesn't really have any leverage. Because I heard his podcast when he was talking about it. He's like, no, I get what Deebo wants, but he doesn't have leverage. And even I heard what's name's podcast, Eric Davis's podcast. He said the same thing.
Yeah.
Deebo's trying to look for leverage. He doesn't have any because he's under contract. And if he does hold out, because you can't do it no more because of the league new rule that all the players voted it, you guys go on, hold out. You guys don't get paid.
You got to pay.
And yeah, so they still got that option. So they can still pick him up and he cannot play and he won't pay him. So if he's really, really smart and he doesn't want to listen to his agent, you better play if you want to get paid. Because they can hold on to him for 2 years and it's going to be bad on him. It's going to be like the Le'Veon situation. He's going to mess himself over.
Le'Veon is out of his mind. Deebo likes playing ball. There's no way he does that. But I see what you're talking about, though.
If he does, it's going to be like the Le'Veon situation, and you're not going to get paid. So you want to play and get paid, you better play. You want more money? You want top dollar? You better play instead of your one season. I'd rather play Bosa over him. At least Bosa had 2 good years over Deebo. So, you're kind of putting yourself in a situation where you shouldn't be there. You don't have no type of leverage. Just set up and play. Like I said, I like Deebo. He took us to the playoffs. A lot of the things we did because of him. So, I'm all for keeping him, but he has no leverage at this point. He's just trying to look for something.
All right, who you want to trade him to? Because the Jets is most appealing due to the fact they have them high draft picks. But you know what? They don't get them pick. No, we get them this year. Yeah. Now see the Jets. That's the first place I go. And if nobody else wants Deebo, I say Deebo. You know what?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me if I'm getting a number 1 this year and a number 2 this year and then a number 1 next year or whatever they want. Something top. I'm taking it. Don't matter. I'm gonna get something for Deebo. And I'm gonna make sure at least one number 1 draft pick for Deebo. Doesn't matter where it is.
It might be conditional too, because people are always
I'd
talking
trade
about
him
as
to
far
Eddie.
as
As
his
much
injuries.
as I would trade him to Seattle, I wouldn't do it. But hey, if Seattle has given me something good, I'd take him to Seattle because Seattle's pick gonna be a top draft pick. That means Seattle.
No, wait. Let me get this straight, Emilio. You would have to deal with Deebo, mad Deebo, twice a year. I don't want that.
Yeah, but they don't have no quarterback. So what are you really doing?
You got Deebo. You don't need a quarterback. You just throw the ball across the middle of the field.
Okay. Is he really going to carry that team? Come on. At least we have.
Well, they got other players, but I mean, Deebo just be one of the weapons.
He's not. I'm sorry. Russell Wilson carried that team. He's not Russell Wilson. He's not going to carry that team. I don't care how good he is.
That's true.
He's not going to carry that team.
You know what? How you gonna react when I see that uniform? When I see that Hawks uniform, it's still gonna get me going until we beat them up, and it looks like it's no problem at all. Because the team, I don't know how in the hell they beat us when they did.
Jerry Rice went to the Seattle. How did you feel about Jerry Rice going to Seattle?
Yeah, it's true. He kind of melted.
It doesn't matter. It is what it is.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get something for you, buddy. And if they come up with a better deal, I'm taking it.
Yeah.
The only thing that'd be kind of hard to take to is to send them to the Rams. That'd be a little harder to do. That would be harder to do.
Because you put him in a championship situation, and I don't want to deal with Deebo like that.
I'm gonna put him in the worst situation for him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to put him on the worst team. I make sure my draft pick is gonna be high.
By the way, Deebo, if you happen to be watching this show, I ain't saying nothing. All right.
Hey, no, I want the guy. I would like to keep him. I would like to be a 49, but dude, I'm sorry. You just have no type of leverage whatsoever on this team. You just don't. And I think he knows that. So he's trying to find something to get the Niners' attention. And we know Shanahan and Lynch are a lot smarter than that. So, like you said, Shanahan did say everybody's tradable. So.
And yep, he mentioned his own name once, I think.
Yeah, he did. But Lynch came out and said, "No, I'm not going to trade him." But still, everybody's tradable.
That's interesting about the 49ers. Everybody is for sale because other teams will say, certain players are untouchable, but the 49ers make sure that their avenues are always open. And they say these things, and like Shannon says, what's blah, blah, blah about Sunday? We don't even know if we're going to be alive Sunday. They kind of hate that question. Don't ask me anything about the future.
Like I said, he's just trying to find some leverage, trying to find somewhere he can try to see if they'll bite. And like I said, if we were the Jets, a stupid team just to pay somebody, yeah, you'd go for it. But no, they're way too smart for that, for Deebo to try to demand something.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You can. He's on his path to possibly be a Hall of Famer, but at this point, no, dude. One good season is not going to get you paid like that. If you got to look at Diggs and all these other receivers, they've actually been in the league for a while. They finally got paid. And you look at the Cheetah up in, he got paid because he's been doing it for years. Mm-hmm. So ain't no way that you just finna say, "Oh, pay me for one good year." We'd be one of the dumbest franchises for doing it. I mean, you look at Jimmy, what we did with Jimmy, but at least we can say at least we
got a return on that. A lot of quarterbacks you get.
Well, no, I'm just saying. Yeah. I'm just saying. At least with Jimmy, you got a at least
A
a Super
couple
Bowl
of
run out of it. Well, we
Yeah.
got two Super, in the NFC champion run out of it. Deebo,
So good.
he's been there since.
This is going to be developing, though, in the next couple of days. This is because there's something they're going to respond to. The 49ers going to respond to. They spend a noise sometimes. But anyway, we're going to go, and I'll see you on Thursday.
Yeah, okay, man. I had something to say that
Phil.
just slipped my mind, but if I remember, I'll tell you next time.
All right.
Yeah.
You
All right,
write it
you have a
down.
good
Be
night.
ready. I'll be waiting for you. All right, Phil. Have a good night. As Emilio, you see he's over there running things at work. And night, fam. Yo, hey, Javon.
What's going on, Ronbo?
Javon, we're sitting back here contemplating the unthinkable. I think that nobody expected, Deebo just came into his own last year. And, you look at the 49ers as maturity starts to roll in, and all the guys, everybody knows what their job is now, and they're looking good. And then all of a sudden, they said, well, we're looking to extend Deebo Samuel's contract before the 22-22 season starts. So we thought to ourselves, all right, good. Let's go ahead and get that done. All right, let's go. And here we are standing, we're driving. It's like driving, you take a long distance drive, and you just pass the last gas station, right? And you got your tank full, and you're hoping that it'll be enough to get you to the next. Usually they set them up strategically like that anyway. But all of a sudden you see your needle start swinging toward that E. You know that feeling you get like, man, ain't nothing out here but darkness. It's 11:30 and man, Are we at that crossroad? Is Deebo serious? Is Kyle serious? We'll take any offer that's legitimate. I don't know if those words, that's what's quoted, but what do you think?
I don't think so. I don't think so. You heard what our boy Emilio was just saying. Deebo don't got the leverage for one, and two, I mean, it really seems like we just argued about what was guaranteed. That's what the main question is. What's the guaranteed dollars looking like?
I bet you're right.
You already come out and say you want 25 mil a season. That don't seem like a problem like that. So after that, it's like what's So what's right? So what's the guaranteed dollars looking like? Is what Deebo's really talking about. You see what Trent Williams got? He over here with 55 mil guaranteed.
Hey,
Deebo definitely not trying to get that.
But did you see what they did to Devontae? They gave Devontae this huge contract.
100%.
He gets 22 million. Devon's contract, 22 million is guaranteed. The rest of that money is just up there for decoration.
Oh yeah. And that's what really had everyone really talking about Deebo and had him really starting to tweet and stuff like that. He scratched the stuff with the Diggs when after Diggs got his payday, but when it really started bubbling up when Devontae Adams got his payday right there, because he seen them guaranteed dollars and he said, "Hey, this is what I need. I need guaranteed dollars. I'm putting my body on the line." Yeah, with Diggs.
Diggs got 70 million, guaranteed.
Right. So he's definitely saying, "Hey, I'm putting my body on the line," but it shouldn't really be a problem. We're not going to use him as a halfback no more. So what's really? I mean, hey, we got Jeff Wilson coming back healthy. We got Elijah Mitchell here with just put up 1,000 yards.
Javon, though, do they
Trey Sermon's looking good?
But do they do a better job than Deebo? You know what?
Probably not.
If Deebo's agent is smart, well, no, that's not smart. I'd have it written in my contract. I will have X amount of carries. The 49ers would never agree to that, which is going to be a problem if they do. But if Deebo carries the ball anywhere near what he did this last season, certain monies kick in, And I'm sure the 49ers wouldn't go for that, because if I was his agent, I'd say, listen, if Deebo carries anywhere near a certain amount of carries, whatever the number is,
right,
this particular clause kicks in this amount. And then there's going to be a problem. He could get hurt as a running back because, Javon, all of our running backs get hurt. They drop like flies during that 17-week period, 16-week period, let alone 17.
Right. Yeah, that's why I think we're gonna draft another one. We're gonna hold 4 running backs in the stash pot, and we still got and also, like I said, Lance is gonna be throwing the ball more than what Jimmy was doing. So it's not like we really gonna ask him to be killing it with the carries like he was doing before. Like all our running backs was down at the time. We had, like you were saying before, you said we had Elijah Mitchell in the icebox. Like
every week after the game, put him in the refrigerator. Cover him up. He'll be all right. Because he had to heal up every week. Every week, Elijah Mitchell's,
because he was doing it by himself. He was doing it by himself. Well, Jeff Wilson went down, Trey Sermon went down. Most have
Trey
been
Sherman
down
didn't
long
even.
ago.
Trey Sherman went down,
So
but even when he was all right, he was he was a healthy scratch. How many times last season? So I don't know what's going on with Trey.
So I think we're gonna grab one more running back. You know, you seen we also got Ray McLeod, so
Yeah.
he's gonna get some jet sweeps here and there probably. So and everyone's bubbling about what Ayuk's gonna do. We got to use Ayuk, to be honest. Like it's what has to be done. So we're definitely not gonna use Deebo the same how we did it last season. We're definitely not. I don't see that. So I don't see him getting injured or risking injuries like he was doing last season, just because of how the offense is going to be so much more dynamic. So that's definitely going to help there.
But remember, Javon, Kyle Shanahan, if it works, if Debo's the best running back on the team, Kyle's not going to hesitate to use him. He don't think like that.
Oh yeah, but
he should have used Deebo last year. Was scared to death. He, like you said, Jeffrey Wilson Jr. at one point was healthy enough, but Deebo was so good at what he was doing. Kyle's not going to put that weapon away.
Oh yeah. So we're definitely, like, start of the season, we're definitely gonna try out and see what all these running backs are able to do, especially Trey Sermon and Jeff Wilson. We're gonna really give them a shot. If it don't work out, then and we gotta roll with Deebo like we did with 2019, by all means, let's give it a try. But I really don't see that happening. I mean, we got, like I said, with how dynamic our offense is looking right now, Wall putting in Trey Lance, who's supposedly, continuing to develop and trying to learn how to actually take shots down the field, and instead of being that first read option looking guy, I don't see us using Deebo the way we used him in 2019, not even close. So let's figure out what these guaranteed dollars are going to do. We could try to make it work. I really think that he wants more than what Trent Williams got at 55 mil guaranteed, probably a whole lot more, maybe around 65, 70 million, something like that. And I think that's where the kind of arguments coming in is what's the guaranteed dollars looking like.
Would he?
So
more than God, I can't imagine him asking for Trent Williams type of guarantee though.
Hey, 25 mil a season for 4 years is 100 mil. So
I know.
How many does he want of that guaranteed?
Right?
And if you're getting 55 guaranteed, that's, like you said, that's half right there. That's what 50. That's 55%. He's going.
Because they can always come back and
55%.
say that he's not playing a skill position. He's playing offensive lineman. With Trent Williams, he does play that position with skill. So there
it is right there. That's what it seems like it is. Like 25 mil a season is not an issue for us. It's really not. We can do that and still talk to Bosa and say, hey, this is what you
give him a huge signing bonus and you move on.
Just, Parag's over here saying, hey, guaranteed dollars is a bitch. So we really got to try and figure it out.
It's about Jed's permission. If I signed him 4 years ago, I give him his guaranteed money on day one.
Yep,
damn near.
Right.
I don't want that cap hit to have no impact. Right?
That's the positives that come out of it. That cap is gonna fit us way better if we ended up throwing that guaranteed dollars out. We should really just take this risk and say, hey, we got a whole bunch of weapons. That too. Yeah. Incentives coming through.
And Javon, like you said, I get $30 million in a signing bonus, $30 million is guaranteed. I give it to them all in one day. What are we talking about? We're talking 40 mil. 4 years at 40 mil. Easy cap hit. Javon, we ran out of time. I'm gonna tell you what, I'll be back Thursday and we'll see how this situation develops. Maybe we'll say we was all scared, So let's see what happens.
We definitely gonna keep them. Appreciate you having me on, Ronbo. What we gonna do? Tell these guys in the chat about the schedule we got. We want a tough schedule. We don't care about how tough it's looking. Remember with us in 2019, we had that tough schedule. We had the earliest bye week the whole season, and we still came out as #1 seed. Remember what Baltimore did? Baltimore in 2019 had the easiest schedule, and they ended up losing out in the first round of the playoffs because they had that easy ass schedule.
Yeah,
Give us this hard schedule so that we can prepare for playoffs so we can do this.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, fam. I'll talk to you Thursday.
Appreciate you, man.
Thanks, Javon. And let's go check out George.
Hey, Ronbo.
George. The people's #2 champion is George Kittle. Probably remains the people's champion. But George, GK, Deebo had to be a step, either right at step with him or a step behind him at most And maybe this year he maybe became the man this year. But now all of a sudden we're having this conversation. Are we trading Deebo Samuels?
Look, Ronbo, what us fans don't want is for Deebo to go elsewhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's us as fans. As a business, there's those players who you bring from the draft class and you make better and trade them. That's business, not emotions. That's business. In any other sport, you'll see people who produce like youngsters and upcoming really great players, and they'll trade them. They'll do certain things, because it's in the best interest.
Mm-hmm. And for a number of reasons, too, sometimes it has nothing to do with your play on the field. That's true.
Ronbo, as fans, we don't want Deebo to go anywhere else. We saw what he's done last season. But everything Deebo said, I've said this in many 49er platforms, many people ignore it and everything, but everything Deebo did was meant for Jalen Hurd. Jalen Hurd could not stay healthy. Jalen Hurd was a wide receiver.
Come on, Ronbo. Yeah,
he was a wide receiver and he was a running back. Everything that Deebo, notice it. No, I want everybody to go back, and if they can prove me wrong, I'll eat crow. I'll stand, and I'll say I'll be defeated.
Make sure it's cooked Louisiana style.
But notice it. Before they released Jalen Hurd, they didn't run Deebo the way they did
last year. True. And I thought that was maybe connected more to Mostert, but you got a good point.
No. Mostert was week 1, Ronbo. If that was the case, we would have ran Deebo week 2, week 3, week 4. Maybe we did slowly, but I will tell you this. After we released Jalen Hurd, that's when Deebo got all those plays and made him who he is. I've had many of other people who do content on the 49ers and tell me that there will never be another Deebo. And I said to myself, and I was like, look, I saw the Niners play. I saw everything. We should have cut Jalen Hurd a long time ago, but we didn't. We kept him so long. We barely cut him this past season, right? But before we cut him, right, we were like, oh, why are they keeping him? Why are they keeping him?
They had plans.
Well, it's because of this. It was because of this. He was supposed to be what Deebo has done. He was supposed to do. He didn't do it.
Boy, he would have did it well, too. I just know it. Oh, man. Dude is faster than Deebo.
But he couldn't stay healthy.
I know.
So then the Niners said, let's cut him. And then all of a sudden, Deebo, the amazing Deebo we talk about, emerged. Now, I'm happy for that. I'm a Niner fan. Everybody's a Niner fan. We're all happy for that. And we want Deebo to get paid because of what he did. But if Jalen Hurd would have done it, Deebo's contract wouldn't have been that big as well. You know what I mean? So
because he would have less duty. Probably. Yeah.
Yeah, so, and then Deebo doing everything he's doing on social media, Ronbo, like you said, he's a youngster and everything. He's trolling on everybody. He's having fun like George Kittle had fun last season talking about Jimmy Garoppolo. The same thing. They're both having fun, like it's social media, it's mainstream media. They're all bringing everything out. They're all having fun. Deebo wants to be here. If you're not in the first round type of thing, most of the time you're going to try to make sure that you make it here, So Deebo is got to be thankful. Jawan Jennings, if you remember when he got drafted, he was crying. And he said, Coach, I got you, Coach. He called Jed York a coach. And we both know that Jed York is not a coach.
Far from it.
And he called him coach because he was that excited.
Yeah.
So I believe, I believe Deebo is trolling with the media, trolling with everybody, but he wants to be here. he knows what he's got here. You know, so by all means, you know, we're gonna see what happens. We don't know. We're not the front office. We're not the GM. We're nobodies. We're sitting in the couch calling Ronbo and try to give our opinion. So let's just sit down, watch, and see what everything. How everything happens.
Yeah.
So.
And as George is
But
implying,
Ronbo,
don't take everything you read to heart.
exactly. But Ronbo, before I go, I know the draft is coming up and everything, but everybody talks about let's get safety, let's get DBs, let's get this and that. But before all that, I want to say, everybody, please, on the chat, everything. I haven't seen the all 22 tape on this player, but I've seen highlights. But go check out Jason Poe. He is a guard. Go check him out. He reminds me of Trent Williams bullying everybody on the field. Okay?
Right.
He's a guard.
Right.
And he plays the Brunskill side by McGlinchey. So that would help out McGlinchey a whole lot if he comes back.
Yeah.
If he comes back. Jason Poe. Now, another person I want to see as well is a center called Donovan West.
Mm-hmm.
He's also pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Similar, but not as high as like Trent Williams type of player, but similar. He's still a bully. He's still a big dude.
Is he playing on the right side of the line?
No, he's a center.
I'm sorry.
So if we can, if we can make him just sit back behind Mac
and learn Mac,
and learn,
yeah, because
he'll get better.
There you go. Because I'd like to see some legitimate hogs up in front. Stop hoping these guys are going to work out. You know, because a lot of people think Trey's going to go out there and just kick ass with no need for better offensive line and be blazing, throwing the ball deep downfield on every shot and running outside the numbers. His nerves are going to be shot for the first 6 weeks. Because first of all, if that offensive line is being breached on every other throw, he's going to go in panic just like any other inexperienced quarterback, and we're going to have a problem. So, the better the offensive lineman, the better. I'm telling people, boys, stop talking about this Superman stuff and get him an offensive line. At least he can grow behind that and then progress. So we're going to see. Kyle knows that. He knows that.
Now, Ronbo, before I go,
really quick because we're out of time.
Okay, but I really stand behind Alejandro Gutierrez because he's Mexican. He's a Mexican guy. Like I support him to the fullest. Kyle Shanahan also talked highly about him last season and said he's getting the concept of the whole NFL and his verbiage of the playing football. Now, we all know that Kyle Shanahan is really hard to understand, but this guy being, Mexican and does know the language of English, he Kyle Shanahan spoke highly of him. So I wouldn't count him out. I really hope he goes into training camp, everything, and shows off.
That size too. Anything? Oh my God, he's huge.
Yeah.
All right, fam. We really got to roll. We're way behind. So let me see. I'll see you Thursday, and I'll be back
Jason
Thursday.
Poe.
Right? I got it. Jason Poe. All right, fam.
Jason Poe.
Have a good night. It's George. Hey, the law has just rolled in. Hey, Brian.
Coming to you once again on Ronbo Sports. The law says, know your role. Shut your mouth.
Rams, I was directed at you.
What's up,
Since you guys have
Ronbo?
made a policy to come in here each and every program. Brian, I wish the conversation with Deebo would calm down. It's not going to do that until he finally does sign. That means we got another month to go before we even get, because the 49ers are going to take their time. They're going to drag their feet. The 49ers are like, the more you talk, the longer we're going to wait to close this deal. Remember, Fred Warner didn't have nothing to say. Fred says that everything will take care of itself. Fred didn't open his mouth.
Yeah.
Didn't do anything, no rock in the boat, nothing happened. Fred was just out there working out, talking about his game, how he wants to get better and all those kind of things, right? See, and then you get Deebo scrubbing down his platforms. Deebo, why you just can't leave that alone, man? Don't draw attention to yourself like that. So now we got. I'm just saying, D. I'm just saying. let the process work, brah. You know they gonna sign you, Deebo. But anyway, we got this situation now. Now all of a sudden you hear things like 49ers have said they're open to any legitimate trade talks over Deebo Samuels. Oh, I didn't want to hear this because contrary to what people say, I love me some Deebo, and he does things for us that I doubt anybody's going to be able to replace. Now, we can get better on one position or another, but there's no Deebo out there, and he's playing on another team. And lo and behold, 49ers will be playing Deebo Samuel's team, and probably Deebo's already circled that date on his calendar. No, Deebo knocking my people out. I'm done. All right, go ahead, Brian. I lost it there for a moment.
One thing. Well, at least Ronbo, you ain't got to worry about all the Jimmy haters. You ain't got to worry about that smoke. You ain't got to worry about that.
It's pretty funny how that kind of summed up. They're still there.
Yeah, but like I said last time I was on the chat, it's the nature of the beast. We went through it. We went through a little bit with Trent. We went through it with
George
Kittle, and Fred was kind of okay. Fred wasn't that bad, but now I guess this comes with any time that they up for the bag. This is the roller coaster ride we're gonna go through.
I know we should be used to it.
Yeah, right.
Ever since we started getting good, now you got guys that got to get paid. So this is part of.
I just hate that and we can't have a heart attack every time somebody takes down the 49er stuff or whatever.
I know, right? Or else we ain't gonna survive. We got a couple more years of this to go. You can Deebo.
Don't read that. I'm sure Jib York and all of them. They're gonna do their due diligence. They know that how important Deebo is to the team, and so I'm pretty sure they're gonna do what they do. Now one thing I know they're not gonna do is they're gonna look at all the aspects, but they're gonna do all they can to sign him. Without going over. It's just a matter of just finding their number. Just both sides agree on their number.
Brian, one question, though. Do you see anything in the first round the 49ers could definitely use? I mean, that goes without saying, but I mean, do you see anything in particular the 49ers might want to target? Because as the 49ers sit there and they formulate a direction to go into, you can believe they're looking at the first round pick and what they could possibly get from what team. For some reason, they got computer software that can figure all these things out, right? You go to the Jets and get number 10, we can pick up this kid. If we go to the Dolphins at whatever 50 they got, you look up and down the board, right? And then you say, is Deebo worth paying him, or should we just go ahead and get a kid that we can develop and probably could be a first-year contributor? As I know they're thinking like that because this is a nasty, disgusting, evil business. And like Georgia said, they don't care what we think as fans. They're going to do what's going to benefit that team, what they think is going to be benefit the team. Do you see anything in the first round that could possibly end up with Deebo getting traded?
Ooh, I don't know. Unless they target an edge rusher, maybe an offensive line. Like I said, edge rusher, somebody opposite of Nick.
See,
that's the only thing I can see. It has to be a need.
This is
they have to address it. They have to address the offensive line to even give
Trey Lance develop
any kind of chance.
Yeah.
Right. Otherwise, he get playing behind a terrible offensive line. He gets to giving up sacks. That's going to kill his confidence.
That's what I'm picturing right off. He's got to get rid of that ball quickly, or he's going down. And Child's going to try to run the ball as much as he can because, contrary to popular belief, he is not going to be running an offensive like a smooth in the first few weeks. How many times did he play last year? Once, twice. And now he's going to come in this year after practicing against nobody, doing drills. He's just come in and just dominate? God, I don't know why people think that, but they do.
And he darn near beat a fully squad Cardinals team.
Yeah.
He darn near beat him.
Well,
maybe a player, just like a player or two.
The thing is, he was running the ball more than he was throwing the ball. And I need to see him still be a quarterback, and Shanahan does too. That's what he wants.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, Ronbo, I I see I see the Niners been kind of drafting these camp bodies. I call them camp bodies.
Those
They've been
receivers,
drafting these. They've been
Malik
signing these little camp
Marcus.
bodies.
Yeah.
A bunch of receivers. I saw they just trying to be some camp bodies.
Every year they do this.
But
You got to
whatever.
get 90-some people.
Mhm.
It's a lot of players.
Right. They're just taking up locker room space. That's all. We got about 90 or 100 different locker room space. So they just make sure all the locker room spaces are cleared. So that's why they go out and sign, and sign these guys. But Ronbo, I will predict this. I think the Niners, they're going to take a swing in the draft. I think so. I know I would really like for him to get that Watson kid from North Dakota. I would, but I know he's going to be gone.
He's so popular.
Yeah. But that's a really outside swing.
And it'd be
but
such a plus because now he's worked with. I mean, Trey knows him, so there's familiarity. Like Jamar Chase and
I think
over in Cincinnati.
I think the Niners will probably try to get up at least at the bottom of the first or early part of the second. I don't think they're just going to sit at 61.
I know because
I think they're going to, yeah.
That's a whole round ahead. Because if you're that late in the second round, you may as well be in the third round. That's the point. I was got a third round pick. Is what they got an early third. No,
you might well be. Yeah, that's day three. That's almost day three. But but I think they're in the noise. I think this is probably my last opportunity to make any kind of noise since they was kind of quiet doing free agency.
Well, this is what they do though. But Brian, we got to roll. I'm gonna tell you what. I'll be back Thursday. Let's see what the drama they're gonna drag us through. Something different would be nice. It ain't. It's gonna be the same. This is gonna escalate. But I'll be looking for you.
Well, Ronbo, stay cool, man. Don't lose your head. Use your head, man.
No. I try not to. You notice I reel myself in usually like I just did with you. I said, okay, I'm done. I'm done. Brian, go ahead.
All right. Shout out to you. Shout out to the 49 Faithful. Shout out to production. The law is finally out.
Thanks, Brian. Appreciate you, fam. I'll see you Thursday.
All right, Ronbo. Holla.
Night. Holla. And Elvis.
Ron Bizzle.
Ellis. We're in those hours of darkness before camp opens, of course, and of course the draft. We go through this each and every year. If it's not one thing, it's another. Here we are, because as long as we keep winning, we're going to continue to have players. Look, I'm one of the main reasons why we did as well as we did. I need to get paid. All right? Let's show you some things that may make you realize that we have a team here, and you're not the only game in the park, all right? You missed this pass, you missed this pass, and you missed this pass. Listen, don't get upset. I'm just pointing things out as to why we're going to give you the figure. We're going to offer you the figure we're going to offer. Can you imagine? I think the players will sit in when they're drawing these deals out and making their point. I think the players just let the agent go in there, and the agent goes in there, and you watch Key and Peele. Remember when Key and Peele used to have Barack Obama used to have his anger management guy, all right? And Key was doing all the hollering and talking. The agent has to go in there and do all that. I wonder how the players feel. But Ellis, what are you thinking? Are we trading Deebo? Are we going to finally just say this year, okay, you know what? We're tired of going through this, and we're going to keep Nick Bosa for sure. So, Sam, if you don't feel like going along with the program, you're going to leave us no choice. Is that going to happen?
It's hard to really say, at this point, if it gets any more spicy, not saying it's irreparable, but, there could be enough damage that's done, just between the social media and the subliminals and shit like that, to where, it could make it hard to kind of come back after that and really have the proper flow and, between the coaches and the players, and in this case with Deebo and Kyle, and just the team as a whole. How are guys viewing Deebo? Of course, they all want him to get paid, but is he doing too much? Is he being selfish? Yes, there are some things that he's doing wrong here completely. And he played one full season that was astounding. You know what I'm saying? There was games that, we wouldn't have made it to the playoffs if there wasn't a few plays that Deebo got the ball. The Bears game when he, turned that one, that play that Kyle said he was just trying to get further out as he could, so that the punt team could kick the ball off, and he ran it for 80-something yards, and we won that damn game. There's a lot of games where stuff like that happened. And, one thing that I want to say, because he's been kind of, irritating me with all this stuff lately, but I can see the perspective of, the player wanting to get paid. I just think he's not looking at it from the right, angle and perspective. And it's like, this is your second contract technically. The first one you came in, that was the one that you had. But this contract, it's like, let's say he gets 25.
Mm-hmm.
So for 4 years,
Mm-hmm.
after the 4 years is up, what the hell is Deebo going to want every year? Is he going to want 30? Is he going to want 30 plus? What's he going to want?
But at that
Obviously,
point,
that's going
Ellis, you may not mind paying him, because the standard is going to go up by then anyway, right? So, you might not feel bad. If he is the keys to victory on a number of occasions, you don't mind paying. But like you're saying now, D, calm down, brah. Can we talk?
Yeah. I would, 18 to 23, I would say is a good rate. I know, if you think about it, let's all be honest here. $18 million a year. Could you imagine making $18 million a year, Ronbo?
No.
Could you imagine making $19 million a year? Can anybody in this chat or who's called in imagine making all that kind of money? Are you going to complain? Is anybody going to be mad about making $18 million a year, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23?
No.
I personally would never have a fucking complaint about making that much money.
I'll be fine with 15. I'm fine with 15.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Come on, give me an M. Give me.
Yes.
Yeah, and so that's why I'm just kind of like a little bit at a crossroads with the situation. I want us to retain Deebo. This is not me saying I don't want him. We cannot replace Deebo with another player. I see people are kind of feeling like he can be replaced. These kind of guys, players like Deebo, where they tell you, give me the ball and I got you. And they actually do that.
Deliver.
They actually do get you in the team, and they put the team on their back for plays in very crucial, critical moments. You don't get those kind of players like that all the time. It's in his blood. He doesn't stop until he's actually, but naturally a lot of guys, they go down after they get that first hit, that second hit. Deebo's trying to break as many fucking tackles as possible, and
dragging
you're going to
bodies,
have to game tackle him.
and
All of the above, running guys over. You know what I'm saying? You don't get players like that often. So I love the player. I just think he's moving a little bit incorrectly and immaturely, which is for his age, not saying it's excusable, but he's thinking about the money, and it's all about the money. The music tells you it's all about the money. Society says it's all about the money. And then we forget about the team. We forget about the other values and the other things that we need to maintain, and be integral when it comes to what we want, when it comes to the best interest of the team that I play for, this team that I love, with all these fans and so on and so forth. So I think if he can kind of reel it back a little bit and kind of find a balance and just be more realistic, because no matter if the salary cap and shit is going up, we're not trying to pay all these guys top dollar because there is a cap for a reason. There's only a certain amount of money we're able to delegate between all of the players for a reason. And we want to have as many players retained as possible that will make this oiled machine continuously go. It's not just the offense that wins the games. It's our defense that's kept us in the games and kept us, at a top 5 defense for the past couple of seasons. There's a lot of different intangibles here.
Most teams, that's what it is. You see your premier offense, but the defense is what won the game, basically.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. So I think Deebo kind of needs to reel it back a little bit and just, kind of calm down, because if you think 3 or 4 years, if he wants to be a Niner or if he doesn't, he runs out his contract. He gets, let's say he gets 20 to 23 million a year. Then after that, you're just going to continue to go up and make more money. But by then, you've already made 100. Pretty much, if you fulfill all of your, whatever within your contract, you get $100 million under your belt. You're looking good. I mean, shit, Jimmy got $100+ million, and he didn't even fulfill all of his contract. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to playing, I'm just saying, and he's paid.
It happens, and
Jimmy is paid.
And endorsements also. He's running around with that Old Spice up. That could happen year after year. Not only Old Spice, but others as well. So they don't need to just consider. You do like Tom Brady. Make your money outside of the organization due to the fact that you are Tom Brady. You are Deebo Samuel. You are George Kittle. Don't put so much pressure on your team unnecessarily. You're a star. You're going to get paid anyway. Lighten up. So,
the incentives, all of that stuff, the upfront money. I mean, he can't want more than $50 million, guaranteed money right now, man. He's asking for too much. Somebody will pay him that, but I don't think we're going to do it, Ronbo. So like I said, man, I hope he brings it back a little bit. But like I said, man, everything that I said about Deebo, fam, he is a one of one, and we're not going to find a player like that to replace him in the draft. We would have to actually compensate by losing to Deebo by actually utilizing everybody we have. And using Elijah Mitchell, we got to bring the whole house just to make up for the replacement of a Deebo Samuel.
We got to get up though, fam.
Yeah. It's all good, fam. Peace and love, man. What you said? When we gonna be back?
Be back Thursday. Be back Thursday looking for you. All right.
Oh, Thursday. All right, y'all, man. Hey, peace and love, man. Hit the like, subscribe. You know where you at. Wipe your feet. Ready to croak. You know what time it is, man. Get the funeral arrangements together. You're out of here. Rudy, go shave, take a shower. That same shirt you're wearing every time you come on, I know that smells like Funyuns and AM PM burritos. Anyway, peace and love.
Shout out to the squad. All right.
Go.
Hey, Bethel.
Hey, Ronbo.
Bethel, he will not close that door for me anymore. All right.
I was eating some pizza.
Oh! I ain't going to serve a man who's eating his pizza. Don't worry about the door then. Hey, Bethel. So, here we go with the ongoing drama as our saga continues with Deebo. Now, last year was Fred. Fred was mild, though. And George and Deebo, right?
Yeah.
It's funny. So, now the word TRADE, remember hearing your mom or dad, I don't know, when you were a child, they'd say something, we're going to the GROCERY in just a few minutes. Mom, I know how to spell that. What? Can I go? No. I still remember those days. Because I used to mess up every time I went to the grocery store. I'd want everything on the shelf. Mom, can I have this? No. Listen, I brought you in here because you just want to go along with me for the ride. Behave. Mom, can I have this? No. Okay, let's go to the car. So here we are. We're sitting here, and now Deebo is like making us crazy because, most of us want him back. There may be some of us who don't. But do you think things are going to take a turn for the worse? The word trade has been mentioned. TRADE. It has been mentioned.
I said it. If he starts with what he's doing, things are gonna go bad, and we're gonna probably trade him because, there's not a lot of players will do this. If you're trying to get your money, you let whoever you hired to do their job, and don't try to make things worse, because I've seen a picture of him putting all his accolades. I'm all like, okay, Tyreek Hill, number 10, the cheetah, he has 3 All-Pro seasons. He went to the Pro Bowl 6 times. He rarely even missed a lot of games, and he had 1,000 yards a lot of the times. And that's a big offense right there that he's in. That's why he's getting the money that he's getting because of those accolades. Deebo only has it one time. You know.
Bethel, let me ask you something about that, because that's been said by numerous people. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
If you're Deebo's agent, does that matter to you?
It should matter, because that's saying the production that somebody's doing. It's like where I was working at.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm a good, you know, forklift driver, and without me, and you know, a lot of stuff doesn't get done.
Mm-hmm.
And do you think that they care about it? They don't. They could just get somebody else and start doing the job that I was doing. So, you know, I could ask for a lot of money, but do you think they're gonna give it to me? No, they're not.
See,
they could just get somebody else to do it.
Yeah, see, that's why I'm saying, you know, what you're saying is definitely rational. It makes sense. It falls right into line with absolute truth. You know, those guys that already got paid have put in a long time in the NFL, and you have to pay them. It warrants their legacy speaks for itself so far. So that's what I'm saying. You know, I'm telling Deebo here. Listen, you know, here's the thing. We're going to pay you, Deebo. Well, can we get some more time from you? I mean, now you're pleading your case with him. I don't know how you approach this situation. And the agent's going to sit there and say, well, what does he mean to you as the team has been, you saw him when he was out a few games, and what you guys felt out on your face in 2020. Deebo missed most of that season. And I know you're going to mention Jimmy Garoppolo, but the thing is, Deebo brought a new dynamic to this year. He rescued you. You lost Mostert and you used Deebo. They're going to hit, that argument could go back and forth like that about his worth, and experience a comparison for hours and days and weeks. Is there some common denominator they actually would hit and actually hold some kind of spot in that agent's mind to make him think he should take the deal the 49ers are offering? That's what I'm wondering about.
Yeah, because I seen that that the Niners want to give them the most is 22 to 20.
What you saw that where?
And I heard it. I think somebody in the Niners organization, the Niners put it out there, because I think, because I think I seen today that Grant Cohn put something up that somebody in the Niners organization put that number out there, and so that tells me that there's a number.
Okay, but you know what?
There's a number that they want to put to him.
I think that's hearsay. The 49ers are going to put those numbers out. They're going to protect that like Fort Knox. We can only speculate, because, and also the speculation goes with also somebody said, if it ain't 25 mil, I don't want to hear it. That's been coming in. Supposedly Deebo had that to say about that too. So these scenarios are being created by people. I really question whether the 49ers are going to let that kind of information out.
Yeah, because he said that if somebody that's real respected, I forgot the name, and that put that out there, and if they put that out there, and they only want to give him that much, and Deebo doesn't want to take it, then that's on Deebo. If he doesn't want to take 22. And if they want to put some incentives on there and he doesn't want to take it, then that's going to be all on Deebo.
Well, then, yeah. The incentive thing is another story. If the incentives could actually eclipse what's being paid out to the other quarterback or other wide receivers that are ahead of him, now that's a different story. Now, he says no to that. I'd have to agree that would be a little unfair. So.
Yeah, and then plus, if he holds out and he doesn't play the whole season, that means that for the next season, it's still going to be the same thing, because he didn't play for the team. So basically, this is a void year for him, and he's still going to be in the same process as this.
Yeah.
One more year on contract
applies exactly.
Yeah.
Well, Bethel, we're going to run out of time. You're always, it's a good point. But everybody says Deebo has no business asking for X amount of dollars after having 1 year of production. But I just think that argument's going to piss him off even worse. Both of them, his agent and him. I just wonder, is there something they actually, because we'll see.
Rumble, I was wondering, I have a question for you, Rumble.
Right.
If you had to face Bosa or Deebo Samuel, who would you rather face? Bosa or Deebo?
Ooh. But I got to think about that for a minute. Both of them are, God. Oh, that's
because
a good
remember,
question.
Bosa, it takes 3 or 2 people to block Bosa.
Yeah, but it takes
or if you're holding them.
Yeah, how many people does it take to bring Deebo down? Hey, chat, jump on that question.
Yeah.
If you have to deal, if you got to deal between Bosa, because we're talking about trade possibility, right? Are you going to trade Bosa or are you going to pick Deebo?
Yeah.
Which would you rather deal with, Deebo or Nick? But hey, we got to go though. I'll see you Thursday. It's a great question.
All right, Rumble.
Night, man.
Punch the like for Rumble, and let's go Niners.
Indeed. All right. And I see Oscar Ladner says, would anyone take $18 an hour if you knew you could get 25 somewhere else? Says nobody would say, I'll take 18, I can get 25. Nobody's going to do that. That's why sometimes that's why I'm not taking any sides in this. If I'm Deebo, I try to do the same thing. And there he is, the man in blue. Here comes the man in blue. Rudy, we're in a very intimate conversation here. What are you preparing to say here?
Ronbo. Hey, how you doing?
I'm concerned. I mean, Deebo is a very big part of what we do offensively, and this is you go through this with people on every team. Every team goes through this. Every fan base. There are those blue chip players around the league that insist upon dragging payment time out. So here we go.
Yeah,
but otherwise,
I don't understand. Either you announce Jimmy's coming back and he's a starter, or you let Trey. You got to get rid of him somehow, Jimmy, and let Trey be the starter. You got to make a decision. I don't know why they're getting cold feet. I don't understand that, but we'll see what happens.
On what? On Trey and Jimmy?
Well, if they're going to trade Jimmy, do it. If you want to get what you want for him, that you wanted for him, but you can't, you have to go with the kid.
What you have to understand is you're not going to get anything with Jimmy right now. He's recovering. He's not
he's
ready
injured.
to throw until July.
He's injured. Yeah.
If I got a ball club, I need a quarterback I can bring in now. He's got to learn a new program. I'm not giving you anything for Jimmy. He gets paid $25 million to come in and sit down. I don't think so.
And one of the things too that, let's say they play Trey, right? Let's say Trey plays and he struggles. I think because Deebo has an agent. And so it's not only him, it's his agent. So what if he struggles and they lean more heavily on Deebo, and he could get hurt? So that's why he wants to up his deal. I mean, we've seen that before where, guys get hurt and they're not the same anymore.
Yeah.
There's a shelf life for he's a receiver, but they use him as running back. He's a heavy. He takes heavy hits. He gives heavy hits. You don't want to get him injured, but I think that's what he's worried about. So he's just going about a different way. The Niners know they have to sign him, because if they don't sign him, they're done in the NFC West. There's no way that they can compete with the Rams. With a young quarterback.
I knew it was coming. I didn't know where it was coming from. When.
Rambo, you're on that side, but if you minus Deebo away from the Niners, there's just no way. There's no way. It does
weaken us substantially. I'm all for Deebo re-signing. I do need him because Deebo's that henchman that you bring in. He's the enforcer. I agree, and would have won the Super Bowl had we stayed with Deebo instead of, for some reason, running a lot of other plays. But yeah, I agree. Yeah, we will definitely be watered down.
You got to sign your guys. That's why we're redoing Cooper Kupp's deal. He has 2 more years, and we're still redoing it. You have to take care of your guys. He's doing what he needs to do, but it's because he's basically the load on offense, because Jimmy was injured and he doesn't have the long ball with his injured hand and whatever it is. He knows how much of a importance he is. So you guys have to sign him. Unless somebody gives you a king's ransom, that's different, like a Herschel Walker deal. But I'll tell you what, Ronbo, we'll give you guys a 2025 first and a 2026 first round for Deebo.
Because that's when you'll have another first round pick.
And you guys, I mean, we'll give you 2 first round picks if that's what they want, Ronbo. It'll be a few years from now, but we'll give them to you if you want it, and we'll use them now. Yeah. But it's going to be very interesting. The AFC West teams, it's going to be tough. I'm looking forward to it. Here in Ramsland, like I said before, it's like Christmas. We just got Wagner. We're waiting for Gilmore and Matthew, the Honey Badger.
Really, honestly,
there's talking we might get them both.
How are you going to sign Gilmore? What are the Rams doing that allows them to be able to sign Gilmore unless he's going to come in for the vet minimum?
Well, that's what they do. Like Honey Badger and Gilmore, they're towards the twilight of their career. They're good enough to still be effective, but they're really in for the playoffs and the playoff run. And we'll use them accordingly if we got them. But they signed the 1 or 2 year deal. There's a way where you mess with the numbers, like the Bills. They said it's 120 million 6 years, but it's really 3 years that are guaranteed, and it's 50 million. That's how they do with the numbers, and they restructure. The one thing about the Rams finances department is amazing, because all the other teams are learning. They're learning what the Rams are doing, because you get these draft picks, and by the time they're ready to go, they're gone out the door because you can't afford them. Look, we lost Johnny Johnson and all these other guys. We brought them in, and so the windows now. You have to have key guys though. Like you guys have, Deebo, you got to keep him, but you have the Kittles, you have the Bosas, you have Trent Williams. You have the guys that are in the middle of their career, and you want to win now because they'll start getting older or get hurt, and that's what we're doing. So it's so nice.
No, really, actually, you're not. You've got mostly veteran players now, right? You guys might be one of the older teams in the league now.
Well, we have certain positions. We have pretty good age on it, but with Whitworth gone, Stafford's been there for 13 years. But we're still going into the season. We were like one of the youngest teams in the NFL. We still have the Robert Rochelle's, and we have.
What? I just realized something. You don't have any money beyond 4 or 5 players. You do have to have those the kids, don't you? And it worked for you last year. Well,
we've been really lucky with them drafting late rounds, and but can you see my screen, Ronbo? I can't see myself in you. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, we can see it. Whose house?
Okay, I want to show you. I didn't want to say nothing, I didn't want to bring it up, but there's a picture of Alice buying a Ram jersey right after the NFC Championship game right there. I wanted to show him right there. I didn't want to rat him out, but he keeps trying to talk smack. So I don't know if you can see the Niner guy. Either that's Alice or Bill. I don't know which one it is, and if I were you, Ronbo, I would tell you guys to Bill to zip it up, because he's bad luck. Whenever he speaks something into existence, the opposite happens. He told you that the Rams were going to lose and the Niners were going to win the Super Bowl and et cetera. And there he goes again. So if I were you, I'd have him say the opposite. Oh, the Rams look powerful. The Rams are going to win, because then the opposite might happen.
I'm sure they heard you. Rudy, it's time for you to go. We ran out of time. And
Ronbo, let me ask you a question before we go. My Laker brother, Austin Reeves, did you see the guy play?
Terrible. You know what? The Lakers have all that talent and couldn't even get into the play-in. I'm done. I'm not even looking at him now. If what's his name does one more interview, they should slap him. I mean,
I know you hate LeBron.
No, I know you hate LeBron. I'm talking about that. Mr. Triple Double.
Westbrook.
I mean, Westbrook. Russell, just be quiet. Okay, let's not talk. We can't talk Laker basketball now.
But do you remember that movie, the Fish That Saved Pittsburgh, the Dr. J movie? You probably do.
Yeah. That was
Austin Rivers. I don't know if you saw Austin Reeves. I don't know if you saw the game he had against the Golden State. That guy was going behind his back and stealing the ball and throwing alley oops and shooting 3-pointers. I go, where was that all year? But anyway, Ronbo, have a good one, my brother. Take care, and you got to see that Showtime Laker series. I haven't just watched it yet. I'm going to let all the episodes play, and then I'm going to watch them, binge watch it. But everybody have a good one. And my brother Tony Wright, we got some Ram hats. A matter of fact, Alice,
Rudy,
You talk
All
about
right,
the
Rudy,
shirt. There's a shirt there's a shirt I got. Your
Rudy.
shirt right here, Alice.
Oh,
Super Bowl
God.
champion, baby.
Rudy, we're out. We're out.
All right, my brother Rumbo. Have a good night, man. Have a good night. I appreciate
Rudy.
it.
It's okay. Bye. I see the Big Show says, hey, ask Rudy if the Rams GM. Oh, that's why I was being pointed out. I thought it was just ask Rudy if the Rams GM saying bleep them picks is because they don't know how to draft for poop. Rudy, remember that. I got to remember that. I thought they were pointing out for something else. That was addressed toward you. Dang it. I should have got him. Oh, we'll get him. Remind me next time we see Rudy's show, because Rudy's coming in, he's all full of piss and vinegar, just talking major trash. He's even got things designed to put up on a screen to take shots at Ellison. Okay. Fly Guy, come on in.
Ronbo.
Fly Guy. Fly Guy, we're talking about Deebo. Most of us are worried about this. Now the word TRADE has been involved. We're talking trade now.
But we've been talking about Deebo for 3 shows now. 3 shows, 3 Ronbo shows.
But there was a couple of shows we didn't even intend to talk about Deebo, and he ended up. You know, it's so funny. Fly Guy's funny.
Yeah.
No matter what subject I throw up there, it always ends up being Deebo or Jimmy. Usually it's Jimmy. Get Jimmy out of here now. He ain't did nothing. We done made a mistake getting him in the first place. Sick of him. He can't throw outside the numbers. He can't throw deep. He throws the ball like somebody can't throw footballs. You know, we go to that usually, right? So
yeah.
Now Deebo's getting in trouble for asking for money.
With that being said,
yeah.
With that being said, 3 Ronbo show, all we heard was Deebo.
Yeah.
Okay, so the 4th show, maybe it been 4 or 5, I don't know, but maybe the 4th show or 5th show, we need to figure out who is Deebo agent. This guy is lying to Deebo because he's lying to Deebo because he wants a high percentage of the money. You don't become the highest paid player based on your contract. You become the highest paid player in the world based on your performance. Think about, for example, Michael Jordan. He didn't make billions of dollars of Chicago. He made billions of dollars based on endorsement, shoes deals.
Mm-hmm.
So, Deebo, you take $22 million, and next year you have a wonderful year. What's going to happen? Here's Nike. Here's that. Young players looking up to you.
Brady.
You get you get shoe deals. You get that. And then you become a billionaire just like that. So somebody's lying to you, Deebo.
Even Cam Newton, Fly Guy. You know that yogurt? I wouldn't bought some. You know?
Somebody's lying to Deebo, man. There's no way I'm going to get an opportunity to make over $20 million. I'm not going to take it to make 10. And I take the 22, whatever, 20, 22, 25, and I have one of the second best year in my career. Everybody's going to come running after you for endorsement.
Yeah, that's all you got to do. Like, you just got to go out there. George Kittle is getting all kind of play behind that. Because George's got personality,
Somebody's
too.
lying to Deebo, Ronbo. Ronbo, you got the power to do it. Send this message to Deebo for me. Tell Deebo it's not about the contract that the team give you. They paying you a good amount to stay on the team. You have opportunity now. They didn't cut you. Some players want to have a team to play for. You got a team to play for, and they paying you enough money to come out, stay healthy, show that you're the best player in the world. The team don't have to pay you no more. You're gonna get shoe deals, Nike deals, jersey deals.
He's not.
Yeah,
his agent, like you're saying, his agent needs to say, listen, you're going to make a lot of money, right? And I suggest you take this deal with the 49ers. In order to make a lot of money, you're going to need to stay with a team that you fit very well. And I say that because, this future you got with the 49ers could be really lucrative for you. If you go elsewhere, then we're running a risk. You know, maybe the quarterback.
Okay,
maybe the system's not that good. That doesn't fit your style of play. There's all kind of things you can tell. But Deebo just had a baby, right? He's got a family, and coming off a rookie contract.
Have babies.
But I'm saying coming off a rookie contract, he just panicked somewhat. If everything they're saying is true. It may not be, though, Fly Guy. Deebo might be sitting back cool, playing Madden at home, and tripping, like saying, man, people saying all kind of stuff. I understand. Deebo's starting to block people, too, because people are going after him on Twitter.
I believe is is his agent. That's because agents get 15%, 10% of the money, right?
Yeah. See?
So
That's something we got to remember. And then he's got to pay California
if I can
taxes.
Get 30 for Deebo, yeah, if I can get 30 for Deebo, I'm gonna get a big percentage of that money. So
that's the way the game is played, fam.
What Deebo don't understand is that I don't need a high contract to be the richest player in the world. Jordan proved that. Yeah. How you think Jordan make $1 billion? You think from Chicago?
He's not in Jordan's. Okay, but he can still make a lot of money. He's just got to go ahead and make up his mind what he wants to do. Going to New York City is a bigger market than California.
No, I don't care. Ronbo, think about it. When a team gives you opportunity to be on their team, you should be happy because you go right now. You go to Jet and you barely caught like 5 balls because look at
their offense isn't set up to do that really. Kyle specifically set that offense up to do what it's doing. He wants those crossing patterns. He's got yak guys. That's how he wants to go.
The reason Deebo ate is because Kyle fed Deebo. He fed Deebo. It's players out there begging Kyle, please Kyle, throw me the ball. Yeah. Like Trey Field. Whatever the name, Trey Field. That's not right? He looked pretty good in the preseason, but he kind of never threw a ball.
The guy we got from the Cardinals, Sherfield.
Yeah, Sherfield. He looked pretty good from that last bomb, and after that, kind of never threw him another ball. So those players never get a chance. But Deebo, the reason you got all his yards is because Kyle fed you. He fed you. If Kyle wanted to feed Ayuk right now, Ayuk probably would have been like, give me 32. So be grateful. You have a team that's
quite that
showing
simple,
you love.
but yeah, they could have emphasized in other players some of the.
Yeah, you have a team that's showing you love. So be grateful. Yeah. Stop trying to hurt the team. I want 30. It don't work like that, bro.
Now remember, he may have not said that, Fly Guy. We don't need to accuse Deebo of saying anything yet until it comes out clearly, because Deebo may not be saying anything. It might be all agent. Like you said, 15%, whatever.
You don't understand. You don't need a big record deal. I mean, a big team deal to make millions and millions of dollars.
And you got to fire the agent if he's not speaking for you. Exactly. But every agent's going to tell you, just trust me, I'm going to get the best deal done for you that you can get. I'm not going to settle for anything less. Yeah. And, they get confident. But Fly Guy, we got to go.
Go to the Jet and then one more. Go to the Jet and let's see what you can do.
Who's OC over there anyway? Anyway, fam, I'll see you Thursday.
Okay.
Here goes Fly Guy. And there he is. Drum roll, please. It is Papa Dragon. Come on in here, PD.
What? What you're saying is you want $30 million. What?
Bob, you really believe he's asking for $30 million?
What, 26? Yeah. What, 27.5? What? Yeah. What, 29? What, 30? What, 32? What? Man, look, dude. Hey, everybody is just tripping on Deebo right now.
I know. They got something else to talk about, right? The Jimmy deal has died, right? Because Jimmy's laying up talking about my arm. And then now poor Deebo is just trying to get some money. And now, all of a sudden, Matt Mayock is coming out. Well, the 49ers they have entertained the idea that the trade is possible, as nobody is beyond that. And I said, oh, no. I said, let me ask the fam about this. So I came up with this today. My God, you're trading Deebo. Whoa! So,
and hey, look, honestly, I wouldn't trade him.
I'm not interested in trading.
I control this contract. I control his contract for as long as I want to control his contract. You want to be a baby? Okay, well, play out your contract. Here you go. Here's your $3 million, $4 million gonna get next year. Get to the end of that year. Here's your franchise tag. Now you're at $20 million.
But Pop,
your contract.
But the word is, I'm just going to say, listen, I can't have you out there playing this year. If we're not going to get what we want now and something happens to you next year, we're screwed. And Deebo's going to say, oh, man, come on, man, I got to play. Look, you going to let me do my job? You got to You got to listen. You already know how this goes. You know? He's not going to stay. He's going to be wrapped in bubble wrap between now and whenever they let him come back and play.
That's, again, right now, bubble wrap, smubble wrap. The reality is that he saved 49er season last year. You know, you're going to get paid for that, right? But that don't make you the most valuable player on the team. It just don't, because guess what, Deebo, Mr. Whiteback? I give you the ball, you run up the middle. You get hit by a 250-pound linebacker.
Oh.
All of a sudden, your knees going the opposite way, like Bowman. Okay. Now,
What game was that? That was a Rams game. Deebo came back later.
Oh.
That was the first time I seen Deebo get body slammed like that. And Deebo said, "Come on, man, you know I didn't see him coming." Deebo said, "If I seen him coming, he would have been laying on the ground." But you know, those happen.
I'm not
those
denying that.
happen.
I'm not denying that whatsoever. What was that the guy's name from the Rams fan that was just on?
Should we name?
It doesn't matter what his name is. Now,
I should have known that was.
They got Bobby Wagner right now.
His name is Judy.
Bobby Wagner.
Judy. Judy's her name.
Judy.
Wearing that same shirt, like I said. Anyway.
The same shirt.
Rudy just pasted Ellis up when looking through Rams paraphernalia at some shop.
Running around his little.
I told you he's a man of many talents, Ronbo.
Running around with his little Rams underoos with his little mosquito bite pecker. You know.
Where did he find that photo?
Anyway, hey, so
go ahead.
Just you know, you're right. I think, Ron, one thing you have said that is right, and you're not right half the time, but you did say that, you know, you're not going to take nobody's side. That's the right way to approach it. I mean, everybody thinking outside their head. I mean, whatever's going to happen is going to happen, but the Niners have all the leverage here. You are not going to negotiate with some grown-ass men via social media. It ain't going to happen. The fans are already turning on Deebo. Only thing he's doing is making this stuff worse, because the more you hear about Deebo, the more you start shaking your head. Boy, that boy got him some TO-itis. He's got that TO-itis right now. Think he can throw the ball to himself. You know, so he's got TO-itis right now. So he's got to get out of his way, get out of his agent's way. If his agent said, "Oh, put some stuff on social media," you need to fire your agent. You need to spend $5,000-$6,000, hire a PR firm.
His agent
hand
better
over
be
your
more grown up than that.
smartphone.
Oh.
Get a smartphone, and you better start talking to some people that know how to play this game for a long, long time. Because right now you're not listening to the right people, because you'll get paid. You can get paid more than that. And I'll give you a prime example. The prime example is that I guarantee you this: if you would go right now and check out Terrell Owens' net worth and compare it to Gronkowski's net worth, you're gonna see a drastic difference. You're gonna see one guy's gonna have about $50 million net worth, the other guy's gonna have about $1 million net worth. But the other guy's not making a bunch of babies with a bunch of different women. The other guy's not talking trash, and more importantly, you know, Gronkowski never spent his game checks. He lives off of his endorsement checks. When you ever see Gronkowski on a yacht, it's not Gronkowski's yacht.
He talked about that once.
Yeah.
He hasn't spent any of his.
It's all about.
What did he say? He hadn't spent any. He's spent none of his salary so far.
He never spent none of. He has not touched a dime of his salary so far. So you can be happy. You know what I'm saying? You can be happy, understanding the mere fact that it's not about what you earn, it's about what you keep. Because if you blow for all your money, it's gone. Anyway. And that's why 80% of NFL players are broke within being out of the league 2 years. They spend too much of their money. They don't understand that they're not the owners. Owners are wealthy.
Yeah.
The players, some of them are well. Some of the players live game check to game check. I've seen it.
Yeah.
So
that's why they have those holdouts.
In my opinion,
they suffer. They don't want to do it. Exactly.
Right. And you're already dealing with you're not dealing with the Rams. The Rams spend a lot of money up front. They give a lot of guaranteed money. They give stupid, crazy workout bonuses. $16 million for a workout bonus? Are you serious? I can go do a couple of setups and some pull-ups. I get $16 million. That's what the Rams do. They're spending money up front. They have upfront money to spend. They don't care. They don't care. But New York ain't. They're not that kind of millionaire. New York are not that kind of billionaire. They are cheap.
They're not that kind of mindset either. Pop, we got to pull up, and as usual, good stuff. And we'll be back Thursday.
Man. Everybody chill out.
The soap opera continues.
And then I want to make one last point. One of the deepest positions in the last 4 or 5 years has been wide receiver, and that is if you got a quarterback that can throw the ball. We have a quarterback that can throw the ball. There's wide receivers all over the place. If they do make a mistake and don't come to a reasonable deal with Deebo, and they get a reasonable trade offer, they should entertain that because there's wide receivers to get. You can draft wide receivers down the 3rd and 4th round that are starting for NFL teams right now. And you just keep that rotating. Don't fall in love. The position that's hard to get is that quarterback position. That's the position you got to get right. Period.
And edge rusher.
And
all right.
Edge rusher is another one. There it is.
Yeah.
The other guy who goes to get the
quarterback. All right, Pop. We really got to roll. I'm going to see you Thursday. And maybe
right,
we'll be all fixed by then. All right. All right, fam.
Probably won't be.
I know. I'm dreaming. All right. Night, Pop.
Yep. Later.
And the big show goes on to say, if the Jets offer us the 10th pick, which we can use to draft Chris Olave, wide receiver, Ohio State, who ran a 4.26. That's what I'm talking about. Damn, everything else. I've already said, you get me a guy that can run, and all of a sudden, I don't care who the quarterback is between Jimmy and Trey, we will be extremely lethal. You got to have that top removed. That everything that Kyle likes to do requires less congestion and traffic across the middle of the field. Now you got that streaker going downfield. I can close my eyes and throw it down there. It doesn't take a magic man. Just throw it. Let it fly. You know, it's like I said about Emmanuel Sanders. The ball was 10 feet in front of him. So don't tell me, JJ, you can't throw the ball. But I need the speed to go get it, you know, and be able to hurry up. I mean, I don't need to be spending a long time there back there waiting. 3, 2, 1, hurry up. Bam! I don't have the time. I need to be able to just 2, 1, and he's there, you know. And also comment, an early pick next year plus a player, I'd take that deal. You know, show the 49ers, they might. Tony! Come on, NT.
Ronbo.
Tony.
How are you doing this evening?
Doing, fam. You know, I hate to admit it, but the comedy that's provided here, other than 49er fans, including some of the folks in chat and Rudy coming in, I think they actually went out and put a 49er jersey on somebody and had him neck. I couldn't see nothing but blue all around him looking for a Rams jersey. Comedy Central.
Well, you know, there's more 49er fans in LA than LA fans.
See, Tony just said it. Rudy, you guys staged that. That never happened. If you go in any shop, you're still going to see more Niner and Raider jerseys than you do Rams jerseys. Tony, you know what? Maybe they may have increased by a few right now. Maybe.
Yeah, a couple.
Yeah.
But Ronbo, serious business, man. Unless you guys come to some type of agreement, like the last caller said, there is a ton of receivers out there running 4.3s, 4.2, 4.25.
And
y'all might trade them.
I'm telling you, and Big Show and I and JLC have been crying about this for the last 3 years, ever since Marquise Goodwin left. Can we please get somebody who can run really, really fast, please? And if there's that many, and I've seen some of those guys in the combine, you're right. There's an army of them out there.
Yep. There's a big army of them out there. I'm going to give you some names and just tell me what you think.
Right.
Okay, you already know about this. Calvin Austin out of Memphis, 4.32.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Austin, Notre Dame, 4.37. Traylon Burks, he's going to be a top 15 pick out of Arkansas.
Who's that kid out of Baylor?
4.55, but
Doesn't Baylor have one too?
Arkansas.
Okay.
Baylor's got one too. Tyquan Thornton. He ran the fastest time in the combine.
Yeah,
4.21.
right. He's just the problem is he's little. See, I worry about guys they can't take an NFL hit. But you know what? At that speed, maybe he's not going to take a lot of hits unless they get. It's funny.
Yeah. But there's that Jahan Dotson out of Penn State who I like. Ran a 4.41. But I like him. He can run all the routes in the route tree.
See, that matters.
Chris Olave, you just said him, 4.26. George Pickens out of Georgia, 4.43. You know about Christian Watson, that goes without saying.
Everybody knows about Christian Watson, and we're never going to get it. But, boy, everybody talks about him daily in the Niner Empire. Oh, my God.
Yeah. So, you guys, if y'all can't come to some type of impasse, the Niners aren't going to stand pat. You know what I mean? This is business.
Yeah. And there's somebody to give up a pick for Deebo in a heartbeat. And
the Jets got they got the 4th and the 10th pick. And you got to look at the Giants too, Ronbo. They got the 5th and the 7th pick.
And the Giants would be so right because now if you got a Deebo type player, since Saquon is probably done. Now all of a sudden you got somebody who can do both. Because Saquon was good out of the backfield too. As I said, Saquon, you bring him to San Francisco, and you almost get something similar to what you get with Deebo. Because Saquon runs route well. He runs them across the middle of the field. I don't know if Kyle's going to ask Trey to do a lot of those same routes that we was doing, but I do know that Kyle loves that style of offense. Well, we're going to see what happens with that. But we're still going to need that kind of player.
And Saquon will be playing on grass like he was in college.
I know.
He's not playing on grass now. Yeah.
Oh. So this is your first round of Saquon. Whew, Tony, that's a deal you almost got to consider. Deebo, I'm playing. Oh, Tony, look what you got me doing. Deebo, I'm playing. I wasn't serious. Oh, I do love Deebo, though, Tony. I know you're not supposed to fall in love with these players, but I do.
Yeah, you know how I feel about Julio. I still love Julio. I don't care if his skills are diminished. He's my guy. He gave us 10 great years, and he will be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Oh, no doubt about it. He could go now.
And
nobody ever did what he
did.
did.
Use him as a third receiver now.
Who?
Julio. He's still available. He's a free agent. He hasn't signed with anybody yet.
That's right. Well, that's right.
Because Tennessee cut him.
Tennessee did cut him. Okay. Wow.
Yep.
Didn't Tennessee give him a 3-year deal? He didn't sign for a 1-year deal, did he?
No. He had like whatever was left on his Falcons contract.
Oh, yeah, one of those. Okay. If you do well, we'll consider
they let him
further.
go.
Yeah, because they couldn't
Somebody's
afford it.
going to pick him up.
True. And you know what's going to be the same situation. A team that's locked in position to go to the Super Bowl, or thinks they are. Yeah. Tony, who am I talking about? Watch the Rams go and see if they can get him. Because the Rams...
Oh, I hope not. Don't say that.
It's like Pop just said. Rams don't give a damn about the money. You know, what do you want? You going to give me 3 years? Okay, I tell you what, I'm still down. Give me $75 million. All right, you got it. Yeah?
Oh, I hope not, Ronbo. You know
We'll give you a bonus of $50 million.
Because every year, the Falcons used to meet secretly in like 2015, 16, 17, 18, and 19 at this undisclosed location. I found out it was San Jose State Stadium.
Really?
Matt Ryan would pay for everything, and the players would meet, the receivers and all that. But Julio has a house in Malibu. He's had that house in Malibu for years. Please, Lord, don't let him go to the Rams.
See, that's just too convenient. And you know
that would
Julio's
break
probably
my
already,
heart.
and Julio's agents probably already had word with Snead.
No, that would break my heart. I couldn't take it. I couldn't take it, Ronbo.
You and
I
me
couldn't
both.
take it.
You know, he'd have a healthy year now. All of a sudden, Julio's just feeling great. I could just see it. Now, hadn't missed one game in 16 weeks. Julio leads the league in yardage gained. And I'll see. Tony and I talked about this back in April, and I'll be go to hell. He put on a damned Rams uniform, and the Rams are 4 games out in front in the West.
And then the Rams got to play the Falcons this year. We played the whole NFC West this year.
You know what?
Also.
it's going to play out, though, Tony. Let's entertain those thoughts to make yourself feel better. The Rams are going to finally play this out. If they do pick up that cornerback and Julio, and I think the feds ought to come in and take a look at things if they do. But
absolutely.
Still saying,
Bobby Wagner, come on, man. And all those players y'all already got under contract.
Aaron Donald didn't get no pay cut. Anyway, Terry, I'll be back Thursday, and let's talk some more football. All right?
Yeah, I sent you some more players, some more defensive players earlier today.
Good.
So you can take a look at those. I want to see some more offensive linemen.
All right, because I got these isolated moments, I can go through stuff really fast. All right, Tony. Appreciate it, too.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. Thanks,
Have
Tony.
a good evening.
You too. Bryant.
Hey, how are you tonight?
Bryant, concerned like last year. I don't know why. I should have got used to this by now. We went through this with George. Went through this with Trent. We went this with Fred. Now here we are with Deebo. We're going to go through it next year with Nick. And, anytime a team does well, the fan base has to be ready for these kind of things. And here we are at this particular juncture, including Deebo. I love Deebo. I really do. Love you, Deebo. Come on, Deebo, sign, man. Deebo, you got your Old Spice shirt on. There's going to be other endorsements. Hang out with George Kittle. Maybe you get WWE. But anyway, Brian, let me stop. Go ahead. What are you thinking here?
No, I totally agree. It's getting really crazy because it's like every year, because we're doing good, somebody wants to, get paid. Well, yeah, everybody wants to get paid, but there's only so much room and there's only so much money to go around. And when you start taking more money than the rest of the team, then other people on the team start thinking, wow,
I need to ask for that too.
Yeah. And then at the end of the day, then there's, is what he's doing right now is making more animosity for the rest of the locker room because he wants to get paid. Because, well, I understand it, and I'm sure everybody said this a million times already on all these other shows and your show as well. If he waits, doesn't he get paid more money?
Yeah.
So like for him to have to do it right now, I brought this up, before, is it because he thinks next year he's not going to get the ball as much because he's not going to have Jimmy?
Well, you know
with
what?
Trey, the offense could open, right?
Well, maybe. Well, when people say open, I don't know what that means exactly. But the thing is, I think Deebo was looking forward to this in a way. Deebo's pretty much confident in what he can do. I don't think he really concerns him about what the offense is going to do one way or the other. He knows he's going to be involved. And so, his thing is, I've had extra duties added to my plate and things like that. So, he's looking at that more than anything. So, because for all intents and purposes, the offense can only open so much with an inexperienced quarterback. I know everybody thinks Trey's magic and super and everything else, but he's going to have to learn a lot of things. So Kyle's not going to carry him as fast as people think. So maybe he gets less attention for that reason too. So you could be right on him thinking maybe his duties might go down because
you're right. You're definitely right. I mean, because with Trey, he does have a lot of talent. He's got a lot of arm strength. So maybe by the people mentioning the offense opening up, I know when I say that, I know he's going to be able to throw the ball a little bit further down the field. And I'm not saying Jimmy can't do it, but he's going to be able to throw a little bit further down the field. But again, with what you said, is he's a little bit inexperienced, and we've seen it through some of the games that he played this year. He does throw the ball a little hard, and he throws it up a little too high. So sometimes instead of throwing it in that sweet spot, the ball's getting tipped up in the air. And I know everybody can critique every play and say, oh, this one's, he did great and he did great here. But at the end of the day, he just hasn't seen everything that, other quarterbacks have either. And I know we have Jimmy. And Jimmy
he deserves time.
Jimmy, he's a great quarterback, but he's relatively a rookie too in a sense. He hasn't been really, leading the team for 10, 15 years either.
He's played 3 seasons.
He's been a backup.
2.5.
Yeah,
actually.
he's a backup. Yeah.
But that's what it takes. It takes a little time, and Trey deserves that. I mean, people should not over-expect it his first season. And remember, he only played a couple of games last year, and he's still learning an offense that is really, really complicated. So for him to come in and just light things up immediately and just do everything, and everybody says, he knows the playbook. Yeah, you can know the playbook, but you got to apply it, and that's two different things. So
Correct. Because it takes a long time. At least everybody says it takes a long time to learn Kyle's playbook. So, I mean, I imagine our team is not going to really change too much from being a run-first team, but that explosiveness.
But that's
with
Kyle's.
Trey's
That's a Shanahan
arm,
way of doing things. Though they just like to run the ball anyway, and everything grows from that. So.
But yeah, I'll wrap it up real quick. I got a couple little extra points I wanted to throw out there. I think he should get paid. I think he should get paid, but I think just whoever's in his court, his friends, his agent, somebody's telling him, or maybe it's him himself, or jumping on getting paid. Again, he can wait. The salary cap's going to go up. We do have the leverage. He's not. He doesn't have to get signed right away. And then if he doesn't want to play for our team, then we really do need to just.
There's no way he sits out.
Just let him go.
There's no way.
But Ronbo, if he gets so mad about his contract and he doesn't want to play, then let him sit out and make him a Le'Veon belt. Because if we let him go somewhere else, then he's gonna hurt us.
Waste. I know. People don't believe
I don't think it's gonna come down to that.
People don't understand. You do not want Deebo coming back on another team, and we got to deal with him. Because as hard as he is on everybody else, our defense is good, but don't think that's going to stop Deebo from being Deebo.
No, and if you think about the other two teams that everybody's saying Jets, and some people said Eagles, but the Jets and the Dolphins, that's where he wants to go because of the familiarity. He knows they're going to be running some similar offense that Kyle's running, something similar. But again, I think we should get it done. Get him paid. I think he knows he's going to get paid. And the last thing. How bad is social media really hurting football?
So, everything, Bryant. When you think of every sport, maybe not baseball so much, but the NBA and the NFL. Oh, you've got the media, you got the fan base, and you got social media in combination with everything. My God, I'd be hiding under be in a house with the lights off and everything else. Social media is just vicious. You can get hurt behind. I'm surprised nobody's gotten hurt yet. Walking out of the house, and some people read something on social media. It may not even be true. Hey, Deebo, you think you're all that? And then here we go. Hey, dude, listen. You got this all wrong. Get out the way. I can see these things happening at some point. Some people are crazy.
Well, with them restructuring or redoing the way players can hold out and how much they get fined for holding out, I imagine something in the future is going to come out for them bad mouthing their team that they're on, or doing what he just did, because I don't know, it's immature. The guy's older than and he's 27, but he's still old enough to know. And like everybody said too, the more everybody keeps talking about it, we're not talking about Jimmy anymore, but the more they keep talking about Deebo, people are going to get irritated. So thanks for having me, Ronbo.
All right, Brian. Always appreciate it.
All right.
You guys,
I'll talk to you next time.
You shout out for the entire family. I'll talk to you later.
Always. Stay faithful.
Right,
Good night.
You too. Hey, Eric. Rick.
What's up, Ronbo?
Rick, we're sitting here looking at our issues again. And normally people are talking about the draft this time of year, but we don't have a first-round pick. So, because normally every year with this time, we're arguing about who's going to be in the first pick in the draft in the first round. Now, the word trade came up today. I didn't think I'd see that, and so the 49ers will entertain any legitimate trade. Eric, that means even as we speak, somebody has to man the phone or something. Even I don't care what time it gets. The 49ers are landing legit trade offers right and left. Eric, if I had a team, I owned a team, I'd be calling the 49ers. What do you guys want? Or what are you offering? 2 first-round picks. Seriously? Yeah. Okay. Well, let's work it out. That's Eric. This is not good. If it is true.
It's obviously it's not a good thing. But also I just see it as something else that Kyle says. Kyle said he said this before. He said that any player is tradable.
Mm-hmm.
He said any player has the right. He even said himself. He said Kyle Shanahan himself was tradable.
Kyle kills
he
me
said
with
he
that.
would not. He wouldn't blame the team if he got multiple first-round picks for Kyle Shanahan.
It's
just something he said before. And I also saw a report that the Niners actually declined every offer that they got for Deebo. So I mean, it's completely up to Deebo, honestly, to me. I think the Niners have a price, and I think they'll move up and down depending on what they believe he's actually really worth. But if Deebo is going to price himself out to the point where he wants to be the highest paid non-quarterback in the league, I don't think the Niners are going to do that. In my personal opinion, I don't think they'll go that far. And I've said it before. If go ahead.
I'm just saying some of the deals that people have around the league. The first 2 years are pretty much what you've got as a contract, and anything else beyond that is the team has an option. So I'm thinking like Deebo, there's something about the fine print. I doubt seriously if the 49ers go over $20 million that Deebo's got a problem with that. And the guaranteed monies, those are the things that I got to feel. There's fine print in those contracts. D Ford is the champion. His agent should be given an award for having landed the deal with the 49ers that he did, because no other player is ever going to get that kind of a deal again. And Deebo may be a victim of that.
Yeah, and I was watching Grant Cohn the other day, and he was saying that he thinks that the 49ers should give Deebo the first 2 years. I believe he said should be guaranteed around $30 million, around there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he said the Niners should front load the deal and then have the years later, movable. And I don't know if Deebo's going to take that. I mean, honestly, I don't know. I think every player wants security in some aspects, but I mean, I said it, on Sunday, if the 49ers decide to trade him, I said to the Jets. Another caller said the Giants, and you acquire Saquon Barkley along with the trade package. That I could also see that happening. My preferred destination is the Jets, because I don't think the Jets are going to be Super Bowl contenders anytime soon, especially in that division. So yeah, I think if he ends up being on the Jets, I don't think. Obviously, the only type of damage I think he'll really do is either he's playing against the Niners, or he's not, on the Niners doing what he is on the Jets. So I guess that's the only way he would really damage your team. But as far as I'm concerned, if the Niners get the 10th pick, and some a second round pick and later picks in the draft, I would trade back from 10, get Christian Watson. I would have at least 3 second round picks, address the needs I have, like safety, edge rusher, offensive line. And I think that would give the Niners the room to pick the players that they usually get. I think a lot of the time during the draft, you're going to have to pick team needs. And I know the Niners, they want to do that, but at the same time, the Niners are really good at drafting things that they don't really need, like linebacker. For some reason, they pull in these linebackers that, what the hell, we don't really need it. But all of a sudden, this guy is emerging as, a top-tier guy. Same thing with defensive line. We find these guys all the time, running back all the time. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Niners, are drafting team needs. But that's what I'm saying. If the Niners get these picks and they pick team needs to start off, the Niners can go out there and get those guys that they don't really need. And I think the Niners need to fill out the roster. I've said it before. The Niners need at least a 15-man draft. If you're going to sit here and tell me that the Niners with the 15-man draft are not going to sit here and at least pull in 4 Pro Bowlers or potential, really good contributors, I would say you're tripping.
Yeah, because they're getting good at this. There's always at least 2 or 3 or 4 guys. You're right. Elijah Mitchell is still a shock of the year, and Ambry Thomas is coming around looking really good. And I agree. So.
Yeah, and I'm not going to say someone like Aaron Banks is a bust. I still think Aaron Banks has the potential. He's a second round pick. There's a reason the Niners drafted him in that part.
We just need to see him in action. Yeah. I don't know what he.
Yeah.
John Lynch makes it sound like he's.
I really think the Niners would see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been saying that. Obviously, and honestly, here's one of the things for me too. If the Niners were to pull in someone like Christian Watson and they traded Deebo, I would say their core is really young. If you're going to sit here and tell me that Brandon Ayuk, Trey Lance, Christian Watson are all making rookie deal money, that's the thing that the Niners could just use that money that they've saved towards the offensive line or towards the defense. And their highest paid guys on offense are going to be Trent Williams, George Kittle, Kyle Juszczyk, and those guys are going to be the guys that are leading your run game. The thing that's going to be mostly, your main focus, when you're on offense.
The first and second year players, I know. The third year in Ayuk's case. Yeah, that's a whole new look for the 49ers. So we're going to find out.
Yeah, It really will be. I'm scared if Deebo goes. I don't really want him to go.
I know you ain't.
But
anybody says.
I don't think. I don't think the Niners are going to be completely in the dark if Deebo does go. I don't foresee that happening. I think this is too good of a front office and roster to just say, Deebo's the only guy.
Can't do that, yeah.
That's one of the things that bothered me. Yeah, that's one of the things that bothered me was Deebo was the one guy on offense that we really had last year, even though this offense had George Kittle, Brandon Ayuk, Kyle Juszczyk, all these other guys, and we're just sitting here talking about Deebo as the main focus. And it bothers me at times because I think this offense can open up to that. And I don't know why it was like that. Maybe it was Kyle, maybe it was Jimmy with his injuries. I don't know. Depending on whatever it was, I think the Niners can open up.
It was also Mostert. We needed Mostert to be there last year because everything funnels right off of what he does. Because now you got the defense on their heels. The options open up right and left. Without that, Kyle Shanahan's offense can get stymied. Why? Because we know you're going to do whatever you're going to do now. Your run game is stuff. And everything else, we got you. And that's why the run and Shanahan, both him and his dad, why it is so important that it's effective. Anyway, hey, Eric, we're going to go. I tell you what, I'll see you Thursday if you got time.
All right, Ronald. All right, I'll catch you later.
Looking forward.
Later, Ronald.
Later. And the big show, NFL.com, including Bucky Brooks, have Christian Watson graded as an average starter at best. Our fans are creating their own narrative. He's a first rounder. He's not. You know what? Show, I got to tell you, I've only said things about Christian because Trey's familiar with him. I want Trey to have every advantage he's going to because people don't see it coming, but I do. Trey's going to be under siege in the first few weeks. So if he's got somebody out there he knows other than the guys he's known from last year, that would be an awesome benefit. For us, he's a first rounder is what I'm saying. For anybody else, maybe not. I've read this there's a number of people that believe, other than NFL.com, that Christian might fall easily into the second round, too. I've heard that before and actually read it. So we'll see. But, Show, thanks for that contribution. Donut. Oh, maybe some donuts. Oh, and Deisha. Hey, donut.
Boom, 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 boom. Ah, what's up, Ronbo?
Donut man.
And production. How you doing? And my very white voice, Deebo. We gon' pay you. Just stay patient, young man, and play yours last year. That's why we say, what's up, Ronbo?
If you're gonna be, this is a good time to try to get into a good mood too, because I don't like the idea of having a clown around with Deebo's contract, and if Deebo just would have been. If they just would have been quiet about it, but Deebo went and got him some soap and water and washed all of his social media down. That's not a good sign. Yo, what is the problem? Oh, no. And then the name Bakayoko of all people. Well, Kyle Shanahan and the 49ers have made it clear that they will entertain any legit trades. What? Whoa. So I'm saying...
I'm not getting that, Ronbo. I'm not getting that at all, my man. I mean, this young man, I know his daddy, I know daddy raised Deebo better than that, man, and I know we all saying the same thing. You don't bite the hand that feeds you, young man. Don't do it. Just don't do it, But as far as the trade possibilities, I just want to throw that out the window. I just want to make that fake news, like Trump used to say. We're going to make the trade possibility fake news, okay? Because we're going to do what we can. You understand me? Faithful. Stay patient and stop trying to throw our good players away, man. It's like we said a couple of shows ago. First it was Kittle. Then we signed him. Then it was Fred. Fred wasn't that bad, like my man said in the past couple of calls. Faithful. Let's let the front office do their thing. Deebo, I think he's just playing chess. But, I think everything is going to go all right, just like the last couple of callers said. But
somebody did say something about that, too. Deebo's just doing his thing. Nothing serious. Nothing to see here. It's just the media's going. The media's going to make these things into something. It's a must-see movie always with the media.
Yeah, it's the next. It's a new chapter of as the off season turns. First it was Aaron Rodgers, then it was Tom Brady.
Hey, I forgot
now
all about
as
Aaron,
comeback
actually.
for the break, Yes, now we're on a new chapter, everybody. We all Jimmy Garoppolo. Now the new chapter is emerged. Bum, 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 Deebo Samuel. So, let's just get on a different note and just, I just want to say, I think we're going to be okay, with the team that we have. Let's get some kind of protection that we need to help out that right side of the offensive line, and so we can protect my man Trey Lance.
So true.
Defense is going to be okay. Defense is going to be all right, Ronbo. I want to give a different shout out, in the NFL, but a different kind of shout out. Me and the lady Tanisha, she says hello to everybody, but
Tanisha.
I want to give.
Hey.
We want to give a special shout out to the old school coach and Hall of Famer, Dick Vermeil. We have finally checked out that movie, American Underdog, and we both realized something. That coach, Dick Vermeil, is the most recognizable coach in Hollywood history because he was in the other movie with Mark Wahlberg, Invincible, with the Philadelphia Eagles. And this one he was with, the Rams. So I'm not talking about the teams he was with. I'm just giving up as a fan, as one of the people that was just doing their thing as the most recognizable because, we got our coaches, Bill Walsh, of course. We got George Seifert. We got all our Hall of Famers. But just to throw a shout out, just something to throw out in the air. Just get the Deebo bad news out of there and throw something different out there, And the movie could have been better, Marketing Pro and Ready to Blow. You know what I'm saying? The movie didn't give that much insight on it. You know what I'm saying? He did do good, but I lived through that man's history. And the story could have been a little bit. It was a good movie, but as we said, it was aight. It was aight.
The Rams, they don't have a lot to, because where we hit the pinnacle as 49er fans, we saw the tip top on numerous occasions. We had teams that were absolutely invincible. And the Rams have had some blue chip players down through the years, but they never could put them all on the field at the same time. Eric Dickerson, honestly, I'm going to tell you the truth. Eric Dickerson to me was one of the smoothest running dudes I'd ever seen. Dickerson would look like he's going down the field floating on air while the defense was trying to catch up, and Dickerson looked like he was gaining speed on every stride. And every time the 49ers went, oh, Jesus Christ. Guys, oh, man, you can't let him get around that curve.
When people see Eric Dickerson in the past, Eric Dickerson was like three things coming around that corner, Ronbo. He was like a Clydesdale because he was strong. He was smooth like a Rolls Royce. And if you try to catch him, he was like a Lamborghini. So he was a triple threat, man.
Got them goggles on, coming back looking like he wasn't even tired. I said, man.
Oh, yeah.
Man. Come on, Eric. Breathe at least. Jesus Christ. We can't do nothing with you, man. But we still.
But back to the Niners. Yeah. But Deebo, you're going to be okay, young man. You're going to be okay. Just hang in there. We know you got a new baby boy, you know what I'm saying? And, man, just hang in there, young man, and stay out the media, man. The real Deebo we know was tough and grown. You tough, but don't be young about it. And that's all we got to say.
We know your worth, and you know that you're worth a lot more than what was being offered. But, just stay strong and keep your head up and just know that we all are voting for you and just are watching. Want you to be great just the best way you can with what you got.
Be Deebo, but don't be the weak Deebo.
Right.
See, Deebo, I told you, man, you got nothing but mad love from the Northern Empire. Hang loose, baby. Shoot.
Nothing but love. Nothing but love.
And Marketing Pro, man, stop trying to be the Niners quality control, man. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what the hell you talking about. You need to worry about, in my clear voice, you need to worry about your own goddamn payroll because we about to put investigation on you, and you need to sit on down and need to hope that everything works out with body way. Because I think you signed a I think you did a D. I think you did a D4. I think you signed a contract. He's going to sit on them like D4 sat on us.
Tell you, man, because we get QC'd. But it used to be the Raiders used to be in here running things, thought they was. The Hawks, you can't find a Hawk now, except that one dude, Niners suck. I didn't know he's a Hawks fan until the other day. And then he didn't mean to expose himself, and now he's not in here. You know, they're the last person to talk. Cardinal fans have never had too much to say about anything. You know, but Raiders, Rams, and Cowboys. And we don't see the Cowboys anymore. Cowboys, somebody got to tell you something, fam. Tanisha, did the Cowboys, did they grow a little bit of class in the last 2 or 3 years? They got 1 or 2 guys that show up here on occasion. But for the most part, Cowboys ain't talking. Because
they're going to do one thing. When they lose, they're going to cry and they're going to fight each other. They're going to cry and they're going to fight each other. They talk all that smack, but they're going to fight each other. Why hold a bowl of chili?
We gotta go. Donut, Tanisha, haven't talked to y'all in days. I love it. So I'll be back Thursday looking for you, huh?
Hey, we love y'all, 49er Faithful. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and please contribute to Ronbo and the Productions. We've been gone for a couple of days, but we always listen.
Always listening. We watching you, Ronbo. We got your back, and we just definitely support you, and just want to keep it going. So yes, definitely like and subscribe, and anything you can do to help, keep it going. Keep it going. Thank you, Ronbo. Thank you.
Y'all are just so.
Hey, Cowgirl fans, stay in your place.
Here you go, Rams fans. Now you know. We are divided, we fall. United, we stand.
Oh, yeah.
All right, fam. Y'all have a great night. Talk to you shortly.
You too, Ronbo. Thank you.
Have a good time, faithful. See you Thursday.
Big shout out. She got a big shout out to Big Show. He loves y'all.
Big Show.
Right back at you, Big Show. Thank you. Thank you.
Night, y'all. And there
Night.
Night. It's Chardol time. Hey, Chardol.
Hey, what's up, Ronbo?
Chardol, man, we're sitting here contemplating our Deebo future. And
I love your YouTube channel and all the content you make on the platform, man.
Well, thanks, Chardol. Appreciate that.
Which prospects are you really looking forward to getting in the upcoming draft?
Well, I'm a lot of contemplating. Chardol, I don't know what to expect if they don't draft up. At the bottom of the second round, that's like the 49ers get a pick in the early third round. I don't know what to expect. I don't know who's going to be available. I've really got to go over that, so I don't really have any expectations. I really don't know. Tony and Big Show, and I'm seeing stuff from other people. I don't know what to even. I'm kind of ignorant about this year, more so than usual. And I'm usually really ignorant about the draft because I don't focus on college players that much. You tell me, who should we be looking at number 61 if that's where we have to stay?
I really want us to get Christian Watson, but I don't think we're gonna get Christian Watson because that's not gonna happen. We're not gonna get him.
Well, from according to some people, that may be possible, though. They say Christian Watson probably isn't a first-round pick, so maybe you do get him if you want to get a wide receiver at number 61. But Chardol, I don't think the 49ers are going to take a wide receiver with their first pick. It just goes against the grain of the way they seem to think.
So, what are your thoughts on us signing Darquise Dennard and re-signing offensive line Trent Williams?
Isn't Dennard the guy that got steamrolled by the Cardinals last year?
I don't know. I didn't really look into the guy that much. So I don't really know about him that much.
I think that's the name I remembered. I got over it, but I think Dennard is the guy that got walked over and got his manhood completely taken away. Tony, somebody correct me if I'm right. We lost the Cardinals with a running back stepped on his face and went right into the end zone. I think it was Dennard.
Hey Ronbo, who's a better offensive lineman, Daniel Brunskill or Jake Brendel?
Brunskill.
Why?
Well, Brendel doesn't really play, does he? Well, Brendel's a center. We didn't play. Because, Alex Mack played the entire year. He didn't miss a game. Yeah, Brindle. I don't know anything about him yet, other than the fact he's on the team.
What are your thoughts on Frank Gore's season with the 49ers, and how do you think he's led this team, and do you think he's gonna be a first time ballot Hall of Famer?
Immediately, I can tell you he's not going to be in the first ballot Hall of Famer, because we all know how the committee thinks. As far as what was your other question? What was Frank Gore? How he has? What was the other question?
Yeah, the second question was that will he be a first time ballot Hall of Famer?
Okay, that's what I just answered. You asked me something else about. Was that it on Frank? What was your other question then?
No, what are your thoughts on Frank Gore, on his season with the faithful?
Playing a year with the 49ers. Yeah, that's not going to happen. You know, Shadal, Frank's not going to be able to fit into the program. You and I probably believe he would be, but the 49ers are not going to hold a roster spot open for Frank Gore this year. He's going to come in, he's going to sign a one-day contract, and he's going to retire as a 49er. But that's about as far as that's going to go. You can pretty much be sure of that.
I mean, something that I really love to see is I watched that Beats commercial with Kaepernick. You know, he was riding the team bus with Seattle fans pelleting his bus with whatever they want to throw at it.
That's a long time ago.
I would love to see them make that about Trey Lance. Like current video with Trey Lance.
A Beats commercial with Trey?
Yeah, with Trey Lance.
Well, remember, Cap had been in the league and done some things first. We need to let Trey develop and do things. People are really getting ahead of themselves with Trey. He needs a minute to come in and first of all, show everybody he can play at this level consistently and actually deal with it. And then let's see from there what happens. And then maybe
Trey Lance because Trey Lance had lots of stuff under his arsenal, and he's a great quarterback, but you need to know that he's a rookie, and we just got him recently in the draft. So I mean, I don't know when he's going to get his start, because everybody wants him to get his start as soon as possible, and replace Jimmy G, because we all know that Jimmy G is not the answer for the 49ers right now.
Well, Trey's going to get a shot, and most likely this year. And we'll go from there. We'll see what it is. Because Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Justin Fields, they were all great coming in. They had all the tools, too. It takes a while for quarterbacks to just get in and go and look like what they look like in college. So he's got to have a little time.
To me, when I think of a rookie coming into the league, like getting his first time coming in and getting a little bit accustomed to the game, to me, it's kind of like buying a new pair of shoes.
Yeah, you got to break them in.
And soon you don't break into them at the first time, because it's painful, it hurts to wear them.
A good analogy.
But then as you get accustomed and you wear it, you kind of get feel for the shoe, and then it doesn't really hurt that much.
And then you get run and everything else in them. Yeah.
Is that a similarity with how rookies come to the game, because they're like new, they don't really have a feel for the game yet, so they just
you're seeing a lot. You're seeing a magnification of what you saw in college, right? I mean, you're seeing the best of the best, and in college you're going to go some weeks you're going to play teams that the defense absolutely sucks, and you're going to see other teams you're going to do well. This is one reason why Mac Jones did not do so bad last year. People won't give him credit, but Mac Jones see the best of the best. When you're in the SEC and playing Bama football, if you're any kind of a quarterback and they keep you on the roster as a starter, you've seen a lot. So that's why he probably did as well as he did. Now, maybe these other guys are going to surpass him at some point, but that's why he looked like he did last year and everybody else didn't. Charnel, we're going to have to go, though. We're out of time already. Let me
Ronbo, with all the players traded from the 49ers, like Laken Tomlinson, Arden Key, Kentavious Street, all those players, do you think that our season's going to be in jeopardy with a lot of those players traded, or think we're still going to be a really good, decent team without those those star players on our roster?
It will need to be adjustment, Charnel. It's hard to say just yet. We probably need at least till preseason to see what they look like. Teams have to work together. Continuity is a huge factor in winning teams. They need to be together for a while, especially offensive linemen. They need to work in sync and harmony, just like a starting five on basketball. They've got to know each other's moves in order to be fully effective. It's a process. We'll see, though. It might not take very long. Most of our guys are still there. Well, 3 out of 5. Oh, God. Sean, that's a really good question about that offensive line. We'll see, though. And but Sean, we really got to go. I'll be back Thursday, okay?
I'm really excited calling into your show. You're an OG on this show. You slay this show every single day. You do an absolute job. You have so many great callers coming in. They have really great hot takes. They share everything. It's really amazing getting this opportunity. I'm gonna see you. We're gonna talk more football next time.
Right.
I meet you.
All right, John. I'm looking forward to it. Appreciate you, fam.
Okay.
All right.
See ya.
Have a great night.
See ya.
And it's Smitty. Come on in, Smitty.
I'm back, Ronbo. I'm back.
Yeah.
I
you got a lot of blue in that background,
Smitty.
I almost I saw that blue. I thought it was Rudy coming back.
I don't mean to take over your live stream graphics here, but let me just interject here and put my graphics on your screen here. Jimmy G needs to be cut immediately, Ronbo. Okay. And part of it, I blame the background you got there. You got to I'll cook up something you can put in the background. It feels like it's bad luck to have Jimmy G sitting behind you.
Well, it was bad luck for 2 out of 3 years. I'll take that kind of bad luck all day, Smitty.
Okay, so let me put this graphic right here because I think I'm cut off now that we're split screen. Let me put it right in front of you right there, just so you can stare at that while we talk. But I do want to say a couple things. I heard a couple people say that Deebo's going to hold out. Deebo can't hold out. In today's NFL, you can't hold out. In today's NFL, you're getting charged $40,000+ per day every day.
That's a hefty fine.
That's gonna be upwards of $1 million in 5 weeks. So he's not holding out. But the Niners botched this from the beginning. And I think a lot of it does stem from the Jimmy G situation.
Of course you do.
But are you opposed to a trade, Ronbo?
With Deebo? Oh, hell yeah, I am. Listen, Smitty, I'm one who believes in a team that sticks together long enough, they're going to accomplish good things, especially if they're talented. So if you start removing pieces from the equation, it's a step backwards, and usually.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the deal, but or the situation if Deebo is going to get traded. But I think that one thing I think would be good if you could go this route is you trade, if you've got to, you trade Deebo for the 4 pick and a 2nd rounder to the Jets. You take that 2nd rounder, you take the 61 overall, and you move up and you take a Christian Watson. Because I agree with you. I think if you've got 1 pick, you're not spending it on a wide receiver. But if it's your 2nd pick, you're taking an edge rusher. Maybe Stingley falls to that 10 pick. But to me, the team it's a wash to me, or maybe even an increase, because if you get an edge rusher or you get Stingley, you make that defense a certified lock top 5 defense. You bring in a Christian Watson, you bring in Olave, you bring in someone like that at the very bottom of the 1st round because you got two 2nd rounders to trade up into. I'm okay with that. But bottom line is, I mean, the Niners botched this from the beginning. Deebo should have been paid. Deebo should have been paid back when it was reasonable. I think it's hard to imagine the organization coming anywhere near his demands now that bigger contracts have come down and made that price tag go up in Deebo's mind. Like they're so far apart. I won't be shocked if Deebo requests a trade this week or next week, Ronbo. I'm telling you right now, they're not close. You don't do the social media scrubbing thing. You don't go and start, as the caller said beforehand, biting the hand that feeds you unless you're upset, unless things have gone badly. And do I think ultimately he's going to hold out? No, he can't, because he's going to miss $40,000 per day. Again, $1 million he's going to lose in a 5-week time frame. So he's not holding out. The question is, will the Niners give this man a 50, let's say it's 19 million, Ronbo, on 3 years guaranteed with a 4th year option or whatever. That is $57 million. Are you opposed to $57 million guaranteed?
Yeah, that's in fact, no matter what kind of deal he gets, $57 million. That's game. That's a closer.
You like that?
Oh yeah, he should like that.
Okay. Well, we're on the same page there. I think you definitely needs to be on the table. But if John and Kyle are unwilling to pay, let me see if I can get you to nod yes or no to this one. If John or Kyle is unwilling to give him $19 million a year, 3 years, $57 million guaranteed, do we need to? Should somebody be fired?
Smitty, I don't know that even you could give him 23. You pay him that money up front, and make that guarantee, and bonus and other things. You don't just Smitty. You know what? You look at Deebo, right, and you look at the other players that are being paid. Deebo's got an ego, and unfortunately, that is just the way it is. He's going to say, "Why do I have to get paid so much less than those people per annual fee?" They wear those things like a gold chain. So you give Deebo 23. The guarantee can stay 57. He should be fine with that. And then you give him a lot of money up front, and you take that cap hit down to whatever. There's ways to manipulate the figures that you don't have to go that route.
Okay, can I ask you one more question?
Sure.
This is something I think that it was done with Marshawn Lynch. It's been done before. It's not super common, but why not right-size Deebo for 2022? If for any reason he doesn't want to sign a deal that the Niners are offering him, like what about cutting Jimmy G? I know you can't directly use that $17.5 million, but these are the kind of things that I feel like the Niners are handcuffed and not able to do. But like right-size Deebo for a year, give him an increase and say, this is for the upcoming season. We're going to ask you to do similar things that we asked you to do last year, to not give him because if John and Kyle aren't going to give him something that's reasonable, and let's be honest, he's worth what Diggs is probably getting. And the moment Cooper Kupp signs his extension, it's game over. There's no way Deebo's going to accept. Like if AJ Brown signs an extension and Cooper Kupp signs an extension and John and Kyle keep sitting on their hands and they want to wait until after the draft, then you have no trade options because the draft is over. Yeah. And if they drag their feet on it, and they don't want to give them even remotely close to what at that time with Cooper Kupp signed, maybe AJ Brown, they're going to have to come to some kind of like compromise. That's an option. Give them that 17.5 million in theory that Jimmy G's holding up, and right size this man for a year. Walk into 2023. If he gets franchise tag, guess what? He's getting 28 million, or whatever the franchise tag will be then. That's an option.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. It's some kind of a epidemic. Jimmy G's contract, the 49ers have already made it clear that's not having any effect on what they're doing with Deebo. It's just not.
They say that, but
they
spending money.
But the thing is, why lie about that? If they want Deebo, they'll sign him, and they'll sign him for whatever he'll agree to. But cutting Jimmy, they're going to still run the same deal on Deebo with him or without him. When they say they budgeted, they're not kidding.
Okay, but if they budgeted based on the former prices for a wide receiver at his level, there's no way there's the same values that are currently looking at.
His contract becomes effective next year.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, do you think that they're willing to overpay? Like, it doesn't seem like a John or Kyle thing to okay, we're not going to sign him to what he's asking 2 months ago, but now that the contracts are increased, we'll bite the bullet and pay another 5-10 million in guaranteed money. That doesn't feel like a John or Kyle thing. I just feel like we're going down a similar road to Jimmy G, where it's like that it's not going to get done the proper way, and then Deebo is either forced to.
Yeah, Jimmy G is not the root of everything that's wrong in San Francisco. Why do people think that? I have no idea. Listen, it's like this, Smitty. What it is more likely it's fine print in the contract. There's the amount of money promised, the bonus signing or whatever deal they're having. There's probably something about the deal he doesn't like. If Jimmy was a problem, trust the process, he'd be gone.
Why would I trust the process, though? But
you got it, because
Ronbo,
they signed.
The process?
Last year, he was on the roster, and we didn't have a lot of money. And they decided how much they give to Fred Warner. You see, so making Jimmy the focal point of everything that's wrong right now is just ignorance. It's not. If it was,
but
then of course
Ronbo,
they'd get
to
rid of
think
him.
that to think they wouldn't be more willing to spend money if they were saving money, I think that's not that. It's common sense that you're going to be a little bit more
Okay.
apt to spend money if you have.
You've made up your mind. It's all about Jimmy. So be it. We'll just agree to disagree on that. I just don't. It's kind of ludicrous at this point. They didn't have any money coming into this whole session as well with free agents, and they've signed all kind of free agents. If the 49ers want to do something, they can make it happen. Just like the Rams can, just like the Cowboys do, just like every team around the league that's spending way more money right now than the 49ers. So this is what you're dealing with. If you want to get rid of Jimmy, go ahead. I'm just telling you the truth about it. It's not about Jimmy.
Well, you're saying that maybe some players like
Deebo's,
DJ or Tomlinson wouldn't have been kept if that money were freed up?
Well, like in Tomlinson, they've already got the replacement for him. And they weren't going to go up to a certain amount. Maybe they don't value Laken Tomlinson above what they were going to give him anyway. And maybe Laken Tomlinson just didn't want that. Who else did we lose? Laken Tomlinson.
DJ.
Jones. I'm not sure what was going on with Jones, but the 49ers could have gotten rid of a couple other linemen too. And they did. There's other things going on that I doubt Jimmy's salary had anything to do with DJ Jones and Laken Tomlinson. 49ers are going to carry three quarterbacks. They're going to carry three quarterbacks no matter what.
I don't know
But
about
at some point,
that. I mean,
but some point, but you
I
know what?
understand
At some
you
point,
feel
they're
that
going to
way.
get rid of Jimmy, but they're going to try to get what they can get for him. They're not in the mood to just let him walk. And
But no one wants him. Not being in the mood is exactly why we're sitting where we're sitting right now, because they're going down a cul-de-sac, a dead end, because they weren't able to trade him, and they're blaming it on the injury.
Yeah.
But they're blaming it on everybody's blaming it on the injury, that it was unforeseen situation.
Smitty,
Traded the.
Let me ask you a question. You own a
Yeah.
franchise. Would you trade for Jimmy G right now, knowing he's not going to be in camp and you don't know what condition he's going to be in July to start a season off with $24 million on your books? Would you do that?
I wouldn't trade for Jimmy G even if he was healthy, Ronbo.
Well, then there you go. You answered your own question. It makes no sense, Smitty. Why would
It
I
makes
trade
no
for Jimmy
sense
G?
to own him.
Why would I trade for him? I can't use him.
Right. So why not release him? You're not. No one's trading for him. No one's trading for him, Rombo. You're only holding up money. You're holding up money, and you're putting the team in a position where there's some question about who's going to be the starter. There's
Smitty, we're going to go round and round with this. We're going to run out of time. But Smitty, you will be relieved of Jimmy at some point soon. I don't know exactly what the 49ers plan is. But I do know that they've already made it clear Jimmy is not affecting or impacting what they're trying to do at this part of the season. I mean, how many times you got to say that? And like I just said, how many teams are spending way more money than the 49ers right now? Matt, look around the league and tell me how many teams are spending way more money than the 49ers right now. And how many 4 or 5 guys they've got getting huge contracts. It's not about that.
I mean, we can run circles on this topic.
It is, because it's become a
disagree.
silly argument at this point. I mean, look at the Cowboys.
But it has. It's
look at the
not
Rams.
a silly argument, though.
It
Rombo,
is,
You're
because
literally
if I can't afford to play the players I want because I got Jimmy, why in hell am I keeping him? Why? I don't have to.
Rombo, no one knows why he's being kept other than this was a botched attempt.
But I
to
do
trade
know
him.
I'm not going to sacrifice players just to keep him. I do know that.
I don't know that. I don't know
I
that.
do.
You're tying up $27.5 million, Rombo. That's a lot of money to pay a backup quarterback that you don't want on your roster.
Smitty,
A backup quarterback that hasn't returned your phone calls. A
it's
backup
not,
quarterback that's
Smitty,
in the doghouse.
it's not our money, Smitty. So what they want to do is what they're going to do. No matter how much that people hate Jimmy, hate him, the 49ers don't care, Smitty. They don't. So they're going to do what they're going to do.
It is relevant, though, because currently that money can be used. It is a relevant topic to continue to talk about. Hey, let me put it this way. You're not changing your background until Jimmy's gone. He's controlling a lot of things right now, including the background of your show.
Which I like a lot. Hey, he looks good. A great-looking quarterback, bro. I'll leave him up there. Hey, listen, Smitty, my team has won 2 out of the 3 last year divisions. Damn near. Almost with the Super Bowl twice in 2 out of 3 years. Smitty, I like that kind of production. I'll take it all day long. Jimmy was a part of that. Whether you want to give him credit for it or not is your business. But in the meantime, I'll never hate on Jimmy. When he came to town, we were the worst team in the league. And since he's been there, we've always been in the mix. He'll stay as long as he wants to stay, as far as I'm concerned. I got no problem with it. I have made that clear.
Imagine what you do with Trey Lance under center, who could do everything he can do and better. And
Dude, I hope
these
I hope he can.
Comments, these comments that he's going to have a rookie year, I hear them all the time, and it drives me nuts because he's not entering his rookie year. He's not entering his rookie year.
Smith, how many games has he played? How many games has he?
Doesn't matter.
How many games has he played?
Even if he started 2 games and played in what
he'd still be better than Jimmy. Okay. Wait, Smitty, I really got to go. We've already taken it overtime.
He's better than Jimmy G.
Okay. I'm not arguing. He's better than Jimmy. All right. Smitty, take care.
He is.
We'll talk later. I didn't say anything. I said he is.
Hey,
fine.
Ronbo, we're not going to grill you on the show about Jimmy G constantly. Raj very much wants to get you on that show. He loves you. You're an OG.
I fear nobody talking about Jimmy. I'll stand up for him all day. As I said, I'm a big 49er fan, and I appreciate him being there. But anyway, Smitty, Thursday night's a bad night for me this week because I had to miss tomorrow, so I got to come back on my own show Thursday. So you guys, some point we'll get it done, all right? But not this week.
Next Thursday. Email me back.
All right,
we want you on.
We'll do that. All right.
Later.
Night, Smitty.
Bye.
Yeah. Hey, and Tony.
Ronbo.
Tony.
There's some very disillusioned people in this world.
Oh, tell me about it. I don't know. I hope Trey does a good job this year, but this expectation of him coming in and just tearing the league up, I don't understand where in the world people come up with that. Hopefully he does a good job and he's solid. But we've seen Trevor Lawrence, and everybody said, well, they have bad teams. Yeah, but still, you've got to learn a few things before you just come up. You got to walk a little bit before you start running. And everybody thinks he's going to be the greatest thing since sliced bread. I think, Jesus Christ, guys, give him a chance. We'll see. God. Anyway, we started out talking about Deebo's situation. And,
I think someone needs to sit down with that boy like John Lynch. Let me ask you something, Ronbo. What do we say about elite players, us, our family, the 49er family on your show, about elite players that act like fucking little girls? Like OBJ, for example. Right? I don't care how good he is. I don't want him on this team.
And he's one of the worst of all time, actually.
Okay, so someone needs to sit down with Deebo and say, brother, listen, are you setting yourself up for failure? Are you, by acting like a little schoolgirl, wiping all this shit out, and then you think you're going to go to another team, and then they're going to say, well, look what he did to the 49ers. He's going to do the same shit to us.
Good point.
You got to think about every single little thing that you do, because for every action, there's a reaction.
Yep.
All right? Now, like everybody says, we love him. We want him on this team. But someone needs to guide this kid, to the point where he needs to just shut up, open your eyes, play the best football you can play, and you'll get paid. Right? You will get paid. But look, at the end of the day, Ronbo, look at Tiger Woods. All right? I'm going to give you money is money, okay? Tiger Woods, say $15 million in the year playing golf. Do you know how much he was making in endorsements? $80 million.
Twice that. Minimum. Yeah.
All right? $80 million in endorsements. He's making fuck all playing golf.
Short. Twice that. Oh, my God, way more. Oh.
So these guys, I don't know where they're coming from. And is there any player in the whole entire league bigger than the game itself?
There's a few that think so, but you and I both know absolutely
the game will be around. Well, the game will be around a long time well after you're gone, mate.
Mm-hmm. So,
Right, so-
come in and respect the game, please. I know. I agree, Tony.
Yeah, not only that, Ronbo, you are a selected bunch of people, a very small percentage of people that get to go to work and play a game for a living, a game that you love for a living. You have been selected to do that as a job and get princely sums of money paid. Was it Ellis that said, wouldn't you be happy with $15 million a year on the Ronbo show?
Easily.
I mean, wake up and smell the coffee. What's a normal person making out there, just doing a job? What's an average salary? And you're jumping up and down like a jackrabbit.
If you're doing 100 plus thousand a year in America, you're kind of comfortable, But if somebody offers you a $1 million a year, you're planning a vacation in December every year, So yeah.
And I think that someone's got to bite the bullet. Some organisation has to bite the bullet and set a precedence for these people. Right? They have to say, no, this team will not tolerate that bullshit. Go somewhere else. Right?
Yeah.
If they bend over for you, great.
Yeah.
Right? But in 2 years or 3 years' time...
That's his thinking. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
And look how well the
2 or 3
Patriots do,
years'
right?
time, yeah.
Yeah.
In 2 or 3 years' time, that team will be crippled because they can't afford to pay all their superstar players, and then all of a sudden they're coming dead last in the competition. No, and like I said the other day, come on, mate. Your mates are making sacrifices. They're restructuring their contracts to save the team. Be a team player.
Yeah.
Be a team player.
And you rarely see that now. It's all about me. It's all about me, guys. That's all you're going to see in any sport, pretty much almost nowadays. They're not concerned with any element of the team other than themselves, and that's not an indictment against Deebo, because there's a lot of Deebos. I don't even know. You know what I need to know, Tony? I need to know the truth about Deebo's situation, because we hear things, and I think they're manufactured to some degree. Some of them are so outrageous that I just refuse to believe it. And this could be the case. And then we find out later that some of it is. And for all we know, Deebo's probably sitting back, like I said, playing with his Xbox at home, and he's hearing all these slanderous things being thrown at him. And I understand he's having to block people off his Twitter. He could be innocent in all of this. The washing of his social media wasn't good. And maybe his agent had people doing that too. Because I just think a lot of them, I can't imagine him just acting out like this. So the agent's sitting there and he's saying, listen, you guys got to keep in mind, Deebo did more for this team last year than probably anybody else on this squad, not named Kyle Shanahan. So what we really believe is he is worth this, and this. The agent's got to play this game, Tony. That's what they do.
Yeah, they do. And it might be exactly like you said. Deebo might come out in a press conference and say, listen, you all jumped to conclusions. It wasn't me. It was my agent.
And he'll say something like, I was willing to play for $15 million. Y'all will know the truth. And you know what? Everybody's going to say, oh, shit, we just judged him. Because I'm wondering, this is just agent treachery. They do this every year.
The other thing I was thinking, Ronbo, in regards towards what you were saying, I thought, well, his best mate is Trent Williams. They train together, and they come running out together with a boombox and everything else.
Yeah.
I wonder if Trent has taken him under his wing and just said, listen, mate, calm down, stop being an idiot. You're going to make a fool out of yourself, right? You're going to get paid.
Yeah.
And just look to the future, brother. We want to keep this team together. Just calm down.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he's turned around and said to Trent Williams, hey, bro, it's not me. It's the goddamn agent that's making me look like this. There is 1,000,001, like you said, at this point in time, we're speculating. But make no mistake, The 40. I follow the 49ers. I don't follow Deebo Samuel. I follow.
I've been told that for years. It's the name on the front, not the back. But
That's right.
It mostly get wrapped up with these players sometimes. Tony, we ran out of time as we always do with you, so it seems like so fast because we're having such a good time. Tony, I'll be back Thursday though, huh?
All right, brother. Everything will be all right. I'm sure he'll sign. But shout out to everyone
or more drama.
See you in the next chapter.
Looking forward to it, Tony. Have a great day.
All right, bro. You too, mate.
And,
cheers.
Cheers. Hey, Nate. Nate. We'll come back to Nate. Is that it? Okay. So Nate passed out. It's getting late. Probably had. So you can only eat so much pizza late night. I have discovered that if you eat a pizza with everything on it after 8 o'clock, if you're sitting there watching a movie or something, you'll wake up with the pizza still in your hand, and you won't even know you nodded out. Especially if you're throwing a few beers behind it. It gets in there and blows up in his stomach. So I don't do that in the summertime. It's time to get that six-pack cut. I'm talking cut it. Fam, in fact, I will see you Thursday because I can't come in tomorrow. And let's see what this goes. And I'll hit subscribe. Rams, I got to check and see. Boy, I'm going to go back to your pages today and see if you guys subscribed or not. Because if not, we're going to have to put you out of here. You come in here and you enjoy our company and very impolite most of the time. So, Anyway, and hit that like, fam. And thanks for the contributions, guys. I'll see you Thursday. Later!